this opportunity to have you on my platform. You've noticed, we've been told, said, because of the doom so situation in Ghana, we can't see your face, but don't worry, we know your voice, we can hear you. We have all gathered here this evening, sir. We all want a better Ghana. A better Ghana that's what we're all looking for at the minute. All those asking to come up, please give me a minute. A time will come, I will invite you all to come up and have your say. But for now, I would like to welcome Mr. Kofi Quantin. If I'm wrong. Quantin. I'm sorry for here. I'd like to welcome you, sir. Thank you for coming and for accepting to be with us. And then, if I said, Brofono Embra from Kakrana, so that every person will be able to obey or ask someone, message the whole of Ghana. And see, but first, answer the better. If a question, Mr. said, Mr. Quantin, Yakano, the patrol. Only no one. Who are you? What do you have for Ghana? Why? A month for a question may be a month for every son said, why should they vote for you? Why should we put you in power? What can you do for the country Ghana? Ghana them are so. Ghana them so many people are so. But yet, the right leaders is what we are lacking. The right people to lead the country, and they are lacking. We just want the right person to take Ghana from where we are. You see, it's like it's like that's where we are. We want to gain our freedom. 1957 freedom I don't think say enough. So, Mr. Quantin, the floor is yours. You're welcome.
Quran,
like Quran.
Sorry. Bible, your friend Quran, no. Now the 10 as in 9, 11, 10.
That's it. Thank you, sir, for correcting me.
Inti, Dr. Brown, that's it. When they were pumped for, hey, Lioness for the album, and you never hot power.
What is yours? You have to call Mama or no?
There's a Lioness. We hope says I Lioness, you're a vegetarian. Lioness waha, a pianso waha. Hey, and you need to be.
Hey, boss.
Ghana youth for president. Yeah, no money would say, you know, the funny at the buy a coupé in Minty. I would say my Dr. Brown, that's it. Say, also, you can see Monso, more inviting and say, Yembra. Na yenemo nidi nkita ho yeda Brown and so asese faye adwuma pa Brown ebo adwuma say or ye adwuma na sa possibilities na ebetumi adedi we and as a many opportunity say I feel so blessed and thankful. If you say it's number one, it's so refreshing. So say many kofua many woman kasa da ebe kasa Emma hopefully woman be some questions be a warm more akuma so me gidi say doc, there's nobody as prepared as I am for the presidency of Ghana, and my job here today is to prove that to you without a doubt. So be a OT and then at the time you be you know me pet favors. If I say, put to me on a burner, put my feet to the fire, question here, who here, I'm feeling comfortable. Say, move, Ubi Obeba, dog, with it, Mr. No restriction. Ubia, so ye NDC, so ye MPP, so you're done and inquire, dear, now between up a habit, some question, yeah. Don't even worry about the fact, say, I will be here disrespectful. They will reveal themselves. So, inti ode ma obia feel free no me bisa question bia ope na me so me answer ma no said the factor nurse mini problem cra. Don't worry about anybody disrespecting me. It doesn't bother me. Yeah be friend me Kofi and come anybody Kofi simple sa na ye koyeni inti o question out by say Kofi me wine. Okay, nti ye wo me Ghana wo Kolebu. Na me ko school wo Agri Memorial International e wo Ringway no so. Right next to Ghana Broadcasting Corporation. Na me call University Primary Cape Coast, I'm called Garrison Primary Kumasi. Na me call Adisado College ewo Cape Coast. Na me call London. Time I made 16. Na me feel London no na me call New York. For the most of my life in New York, my background in finance and engineering. My worry, me one mommy and son, 2 boys, and a girl. My advocacy work, I've been in the financial services industry for most of my life. I've been a principal for the federal government. This is what I've done. I've done some advocacy work. And one my file for RUPA, Representation of the People's Amendment Act, Ghana for Wabuchi, it's me to about Ghana, no, the court. We do in community against the Electoral Commission and the Attorney General say on implemented law no Emma Ghana for Wabuchi because it's in the Constitution. As I said, Electoral Commission to provide a means for Ghana for Wabuchi na regardless of where your domicile is, baby, I would say yes, what the answer say, you provide a means set to aba. Sana can constitution. Nti wɔn nyɛɛ ebesi na amena mu kasa wɔn nyɛɛ adi nti sika a aburokyirifoɔ de ba Ghana no ɛboro sika a Ghanafoɔ naa individuals ne businesses ɛgyegye in taxes no saa sika no boro saa over $6 billion. Nso wɔn mpɛ sɛ Ghanafoɔ to aba because wɔn nim sɛ Ghanafoɔ ɛwɔ aburokyiri no ɛyɛ wɔn de wɔn ho. Sɛbi obi ntumi nsisi wɔn nyɛ wɔn sika tɔ wɔn aduane, wɔn akwan yɛ, wɔn hospitals yɛ, wɔn wɔ nnwuma, wɔn kɔ school papa. Nti wɔn yɛ nkurɔfoɔ bi a wontumi nka wɔn asɛm because they've been exposed. Nti asɛ Ghanafoɔ wɔ aburokyire no ɛyɛ threat sɛ sɛdeɛ yɛsisi yɛn a yɛwɔ Ghana ha no. Politicians ntumi nsisi Ghanafoɔ na ɛwɔ aburokyire saa nti no yɛntumi control wɔn when it comes to election. Ɛno nti na wɔn nyɛ saa mmara no. Nti anytime bi a yɛde akɔ sɛ wɔn nyɛ ho bibi no, they shut it down in parliament by wɔn members, either majority or minority. Nti maboa ma sɛ wohwɛ problems a ɛwɔ Ghana na baako paa edi akotene paa yɛ income. Ɛhe na yɛ sika efiri. Nti a couple of years ago, akyɛ a couple koraa akyɛ metwerɛ proposal by prescribe a way ɛsɛ sɛ yɛgyegye yɛ taxes. Yɛamfa anyɛ adwuma. Mesan de nipa efiri upstate New York. Ɛba sɛ wɔn mɛyɛ review of yɛn toll systems, road tolls ɛwɔ Ghana. Na wɔn ɛma yɛn assessment of how yɛbɛtumi atolli yɛn akwan nyinaa na akwan a yɛbɛtolli no income no yɛde bɛyɛ yɛn akwan. Wɔn amfa anyɛ adwuma. Me mu nso mesan yɛ oil and gas expo, Ghana Oil and Gas Expo. Yɛgye approvals now from sectors na wɔn mfa sika no man ne yɛmfa at the time na oil ɛma ne ho so paa wɔ Ghana no ne yɛpɛ sɛ Ghana oil industry no etumi gyina na yɛn ayɛde yɛn ho ɛwɔ oil mu sɛ na yɛnyɛ controlled by foreign conglomerates no. Yɛbia saa time na Ata Mills unfortunately wuiɛ a Mahama baeɛ ɔse ɔntumi approve financing no ɛma yɛnyɛ project no. Nti ɛwɔ mu saa na yɛbaa diaspora conference Yeah, about diaspora conference, no. And mene Ahumkan Lindsay, no, your Deputy Minister of Trade. Mene BC any wo conference na se. Or buy no be can say, oh, abuchi for moye winers, moye winers. Munya masem. Na me say, hey, what's your winers? Only why me can be chere na power conference na se. So therefore, by ho say be arrest me bibia amfa. Shate wo na down na conference wo ye hey. Nti after sa we no call viral we no na manfo start to frame me from all over the world say hey said we need DD say we running I'm sure no me I'm not into politics and yeah there many je ho ti me back to New York no na manfo be frame say so I'll be running for politics and there you be boa you be support na no na edeme ba into politics but be prior to say may make it a final consideration no deɛ ɛtɔ makoma so paa ne the fact sɛ metu kwan akɔ aman bebree so all over the world baabi a obiara anim sɛ aburokyire ha asɛm yi deɛ baabi a ɛhɔ yɛ aburokyire biara no metu kwan akɔ hɔ because mpɛ sɛ na mehu deɛ ɛkɔ so wɔ hɔ mekɔ nso a menkɔhwɛ po mekɔ on a scheduled tour into wɔn industries wɔn businesses many planners ne developers tena ase ne nyinaa yɛ paid trips just say paid tours mekɔ wɔn industries ebi wɔ hɔ wɔn factories mekɔhu sɛdeɛ wɔn yɛ nneɛma to understand say and then all these other nations no succeed na yɛn with everything ne yɛ faili nti it dawned on me through my research and it said the sad reality and it said this current government for the last 32 years ever be bequeathed to the youth of today Ghana no enye kra behwe che se aduane no woma reso na mu na and the youth of Ghana eba be suffer suffering no kra na doc enyan start you eni ani no ne yehu ni sese de eba no eni enyan nti ɛyɛ sɛ ne saa de a me nso memra Ghana na memɛka m'asɛm nkyerɛ youth sɛ meyɛ adwuma wɔ financial center of the world Wall Street wɔ New York deɛ mehu sɛ ɛfa mframam ɛbɛtɔ yɛn nan so sika Africafoɔ presidents ne Ghanafoɔ ministers ɛde bɛgu aburokyire no ɛyɛ a na ɛyɛ ase fam nti meyɛ sɛ deɛ na memɛtumi ayɛ a ɛbɛtumi asɛnde a strong message sɛ akwa wei ɛyɛ serious na ɛsɛ sɛ me renounce me American citizenship nti me renounce me American citizen just to prove to Ghana for youth sɛ maama sɛ mebɛfa mu kɛkɛ sɛ fanfare bi mebɛyɛ ahwɛ sɛ ɛbɛyie a meba sɛ it was a determined move to prove a point to say deɛ mo youth pii ɛwɔ Ghana mo pɛ ɛyɛ American passport a mode visa koraa de akɔ America no me I'm a citizen for many decades me de ama wɔ mo sɛ meba ɔman na mo sɛ ɛhɔ nyɛ no na yɛn nyinaa yɛaba together ne yɛatumi ayɛ ne yie because yɛbɛyɛ ne yie ne yɛbɛka yɛn adwene abɔ mu di a I know for a fact that yebetumi aye Ghana na asen Dubai ne China ne Japan ne Germany ne Singapore ne Shanghai baby a metu kwa akɔ bia ebesen ho nti mama ne to start and to answer your question is say the nti a metu saa na mo no say mehwɛ baby a youth ne kɔ they cannot possibly have a future. Ubia wo Ghana say, you're an endangered species. Me no kasa say, my nephew, you're admitted to a hospital. Or yari. Complications, stupid may be mistakes be near there when you're hospital na ama ne yari no I take a dive. And because ubia ube call hospital and never Ghana no. There's a chance that we'll call one share won't to me mefi. Because nobody cares. Mistakes are doctors see and nurses see. There's no accountability. You couldn't pack to say once na ewa Ghana. Nobody cares. Oko report wama hwai. Emra nye juma, rules and regulations, law and order enye juma. Or maybe answer law and order enye juma wumuno. Eye chaotic. Eye chaos and swa. Wama wamwo sebi adwenesi ane odosi epesi ye bibima omani na afri mu. Because nipa papa biya or wadwen pama or no. They can't exist in an environment fested with lawlessness. So, intimino say, don't take my word for it. Google it. There are businesses that are leaving Ghana. Foreign businesses, they are leaving Ghana because they know that there's a torrential rain ahead of us. What is a torrential rain? Election 2024. Women say, Nyoma enkoyi. Until they packed up. So they read the signs. Until maybe message to Ghana for especially the youth na a simple say. And I'm not here to BS you, man. I don't have time for it. I'm a politician. I'm a concerned citizen. I love my country. Inti maybe be a mekano a fact-based, science-based, data-driven. Inti I'm not the average politician. I'm not here to
Oh, we've lost him for a minute. Mr. Kofi, I don't know, sir, if you can hear us. I think we've lost you. Okay, you're back. That's it. Thank you.
So, inti doc, masem titiano enono. Na say questions in everybody. Me do jami I meet me akasa non-stop for 3 hours because me will be bika. But mpese me jama mo na mo from momo perspective of concern no. Mo to me bisa me questions.
Okay.
Na me answer questions in mamo. Na me de me plans and so to dra. But just so you can understand, say minia menye politician. Inti enyome bi a obeti free politician hono wontim free me ho. Me kind of raw. Inti me can be no man can ye a momfa nche me enye say ebia na kwa we na semo den wanka de bi mete se moa. So mete se moa Pro Max on steroids. Just say abro me so. Inti say I can't take the heat any longer. Inti na as I said me pie. Inti my pie I'm in that state. Boom, this. Fixing a baby say youth no. Yenya concept no. Your brain concept. Analyze the content. Na hunu die odi no kre. Nipa sen erani. Nipa erani for presidents, maybe 5, maybe 6 serious people. The rest of them don't matter because they're just here for the show. Fact. Inti analyze the people who are serious. The 2024 election, it's about 2 things: character and the economy. Meka character na nipa miense free mu deda. Bahumia, Mahama, Chamantain, they're not good for the character. Plain and simple. If you're paying attention, you know what I'm talking about. let's go to the economy. I can't nipa aka. A honey best start here free. I hand you the baton, baby. Go ahead, make my day.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Quentin Kofi. I think I'm going to call you Kofi. Kofi never bore me more than the surname. Thank you. I will start with a question. My first question, Mebusa, and I think many people here or many people watching us this evening want to know the same question, would like to know the same answer. For any average Ghanaian, I live in the UK. I've been here for a very long time. Me put Ghana here and there, but anytime I go to Ghana, no, I wish, and I know say Ghana we can do better, but yet. Why should we put you in power? Because yet when you could not afford to buy, and we were expecting him to come and do wonders, but it's gone worse. 8 years in money. So why should the people of Ghana now because if Mahama in my time I from Jerry John Rawlings, Atamios, Mahama, President Kufuor, Mahama, Nana Akufo-Addo, Bebre, but the nation, the youth, everyone is still crying. Say Ghana, Ghana, Ayedi. So my question, and I think this question, now after that, and I'll give the opportunity for other people to also ask you questions. Why should we vote for you? What difference and what change? Because we all want change. I want change. Everyone here wants change. What can you do different from all those people that have deceived us in many years? Why should we vote for you? That's my first question to you, sir.
All right, me that's it. Doc, the TN said Ghanaians don't know what they deserve. Ghanaians don't know what they deserve and how it looks like. Because if you know what you want in a deal, and it's a deal with a lawmaker, a deal with a politician, a deal with a legislature to say, I am going to hire you to come and do a specific job for me. Let me take a look and see, who qualify, which way a Jumanana. The fact said what a brofono and she said, what Kenyan system. Me tehasi. Me no wo edi nkomo mpacho momfa phone into mute mama. Me no wo di nkomo wa ha. But a couple of things. Wono we a voter no. There's only one strand by which you make a decision. The basis for your decision making should be hinged on principle. You have to identify what you're looking for, what your ideal situation or your ideal Ghana should look like. Ope se wusi dan. Edian dan na ope. 2-story, 23 bedrooms, garage, driveway, ope glass ope. But se wontumi decide say sa dan we na opa. Then na wotumi identify the contract between esi dan na ma. So, that's the big problem at what Ghana for. Ghanaians don't know what they want and they don't know what they deserve. What is the ideal Ghana yen? Then ideal Ghana yen yepe. Ideal Ghana, your pen, how should it look like? Got a more fi, baby, got a wobia hobon, roads up, so up, pie, swear to two, and soup to na baby, flood the car, ne, as swim to settle up. Uko hospital, dextrose, square wunya be near the award drip. And ma ewo fem, and collab hospital now, collab the form, young boys, ne, a woo from dialysis a yɛntumi ntua ɔni sika wosi ɔntua dialysis 600 cedis a session. So nti ɛdeɛ na yɛpɛ Ghana na yɛnaa yɛte ha na yɛyɛ Ghanaians a yɛdeɛ na yɛ expect sɛ deɛ in Ghana because sɛ wonim deɛ wopɛ a obi a ɔsɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔyɛ president ntumi mɛka nkyerɛ sɛ meba abɛsi toilet ama w'ani agye sɛ woreto aba ama no. Sɛ wonim sɛ wopɛ sɛ wokɔ Tamale na obi aba de car bɛsi hɔ sɛ merekɔ Nigeria wosi Nigeria deɛ mate hɔ din a emu menkɔ hɔ da nti deɛ ma me ne wo nkɔ wae na watena car no mu sɛ merekɔ Nigeria wobɛduru hɔ na kasa bi a yɛka wonte na wayɛ stranded every 4 years biara saa na ɔyɛ na wonim nyansa plain and simple. So nti the first thing is say what do you want? Answer na wubebisa say, no, are you qualified to be the person that we want you to lead? First, you have to identify specifically what you want. Because how do you know said the person can take you there? We saw that in Akufo-Addo. We've seen that in Mahama. And free Mahama out of desperation, you took by Akufo-Addo. You buy no cry west. Because we still did not fix the problem. Inti yeah, what 2024 mo pese mo make a decision say na Kofi na wo just say Mahama ba obekasa ye when to me na Akufo-Addo ba ye na say ba na wo no there na make a difference. No. What is it that you want? First of all, what is the ideal Ghana that Ghanaians, the youth, want? Because youth now what power? 12.5 million of you. Dear no mope. Mope toilets. And I'm mope see legalize you kadamamo. And I'm mope say ye che and kokomamo na mo ye poultry farmers. Dear no mope. Say wope a welder. Mpacho lioness many abrepa unti jai sidie no nyesa obema many brave you so. Many abrepa lioness, vegetarian lion. Lioness, no, seriously, I mean, think about it for a second. So, because
I
if you
agree with
want,
what you're saying. I agree with what you're saying. It's very ironic that that's the mentality that we have in Ghana. That's why I'm smirking.
Yeah. Because listen, these guys who they come and present themselves like they are going to be our presidents, and they are clueless, totally clueless. Hey, me nadamo. And it's no disrespect because woman himself woman clueless. But what they drives them, they say they think they can fool us, and they have done a pretty good job fooling us for 67 years because we have always voted for the wrong person in 67 years. I don't know mine idea. Because Kofi, Kofi, you've been disrespectful. Okay, good. Your plane, you need airline. DBS, we're gonna do Japan back. Oh, I could do tourism. How do you do tourism without your own planes? Who does tourism without their own connectivity? We need connectivity. How do you do tourism? Obi don't found nipa nemreo. Sikano ko nipa kro no ho. Hwe ene setia ye menemo kase 7:30 kona kohwe Ghana airport. Nipa KLM aba. British Airways aba se running 2 flights grab back ko Gatwick back ko Heathrow. So
Planes a abegu tarmac so apake wɔ Ghana airport ɛde nipa aba na ɛba abɛfa nipa akɔ efiri kurom ha akɔ. Yɛni plane ni bi yɛatɔn yɛ route na. Nti back to the basics. What is it that we want? We want a world that is going to deliver for the youth. Yɛpɛ jobs. And jobs are to say Zoom line on jobs. So yɛpɛ meaningful lifestyle jobs. You can elevate in complexity and competency. Is that what we're seeing in Ghana? You don't have the technologies to develop the competencies. So you graduate na wo degree no kra adwuma ni ho. Nti the best is obako pep visa na ube free krom ha. Because the president ne edwene say me be training krofo ama womo me high krofo wo me training krofo na woma be training woma so opese wo ye okada rider ye be training krofo a ye be womo be kire se de wo betena okada na chi se de won tenhwe. Hey blow, and you want to vote for a but the first gentleman of the land. Massa, this is scary. Uko Singapore, 5-year-olds, it's now a year artificial general intelligence, nanotechnology on simulations into space. Hey. Simulations into space. Your president, can say would the na say wo ko toilet say wo be dware enye saa because wakosi toilet amount. Wo ko toilet we wo be dware. Nti say me ba be si bathrooms amamo. Public bathrooms so. Enye bathrooms a yesi ewo housing complexes a wo wetimo na mum ye be si bath houses. Anadwofa say akodi bibi na oyam bibi akan wo yam a ese se wo sorry na wunya ni obi se onkogya because ese se wutu kwan na wakɔ toilet be 12-15 minutes away from you and san wa be fie nti wunim de omoye oma tokraba na hihye wo mo mpaase na account saa na ne wakɔ agum. Now you know how I know baby anamete ewo enkran no a compound house. Anopa. Nice girls. Our boys. Land Cruiser, Moon, Camry, nomini to cars. Can you believe? Said these girls. Listen, I'm so disgusted. One more toilet. Majina, compound house. No, me apartment. Adjoining the compound house. Inti. What shut down? So mu dware ewo fam. So. They don't care. One more toilet. One more hair. It's so disgusting. One more toilet no good crabum, one more do so good crabbenuma. Answer no more bed, they come out to the streets and they pour it in the gutter. 60% of Accra does not have a sewer system. 60%. And now, I don't even know where to start, man. I'm just because me dream one not me say is it me? Maybe it's me because I really don't understand. Listen, Ghana, my name said, when was the last time you came here? Restaurants, 90% of restaurants don't even have toilets. Na ewo toilet ta be ko na nsu nya adwuma ho ene hinam ko me ko baby. I can't say because my car is too obvious. Me car obi abe hu baby I me car no, but me call radio station bi ano pay.
Yeah.
Before, they didn't have toilets. They didn't have water in their toilets.
Wow. That big station.
Are you
They don't
kidding?
have-
That big station?
Me pass you, me Linus, Mr. Mr. Hey, me say radio 90% of TV and radio stations at Ghana toilet facilities here. Obekoni ebu nsuo egu barrel mu na esi ho. Obi ade ne nsa bom. Eho kan mentiasie say we are not sensitive to smells. And I went to Qatar, me call Qatar na me call bathroom. Me call bathroom wo Doha. Museum of Doha, I think it is. Me do ho na me yemash me do ho pen say my office ma be boy send a bathroom. Wasa. The marble a woman dia ye bathroom no. Any wudru ho no ma there is this, they perfume the city. When I'm chrome there is this fragrance be a what here, it gives you this nostalgia. Say you are in Doha. Masa, when I'm sidewalk so a deep pizza na air condition air buffer me home outside. Air condition outside. Bonnie Benny aye. So, inti mi hu saa nneɛma wei a ɛyɛ na ma yɛ so wild sɛ inti your youth no deɛ na wɔmayɛ 66% of your population your youth. We want to bequeath this nation to them and we're not preparing them. Adwuma nni hɔ. Adɛn na adwuma nni hɔ? Because we have decided, say, agriculture, it should be the fire starter, no? We're not going to invest in agriculture. Or maybe you first have to feed because it's a huge liability to feed because will be at least once or twice or 3 times a day. Until we need food security, you can't even begin to talk about and a food security because when you control that which goes into you, then you have control over your health. If you don't let your food be your medicine will be your food. You need food security. And you are all these Arab nations in, they export it to Ghana. You buy, you say, approved by Food and Drug Authority. Aduane goose your markets now, your substandard in your packaged, very high glycemic foods. It shoots up your insulin, gives you metabolic syndromes, and no new queen. Metabolic syndrome queen high blood pressure, diabetes, cancer, stroke. And no new queen when your hospitals. This I say DNT because if you are near a bit me dear and you are doing a man can you continue no me your baby and what mushrooms so you miss it no. Yeah, pretty fast food and so managing a falcon so yeah pretty fast food. Then boys nutrition bad because the education to nutrition is bad. See, a man for you are raped by heart. Young boys need girls now you are See, so who want my penny? Not on focusing on the well-being of the nation. How do you develop the nation? Because you're getting sick. Listen, the new ethic of the world to say about energy and about time. Can you know time management? To say time management too, because without energy, time is useless.
Okay. Mr. Kofi,
yes, sir.
There are so many people that want to ask questions, and see, I'll throw the questions in as we go along because there's one guy, the Ghana president. Our friend he said in data, hey, yes, and so shooting a question. before he get cut off.
Mate.
So
Na we are yourself. Who are mem na data. So see how the other said data. Data. As you say, you do lights. Can you imagine?
Good evening. Thank you for giving the opportunity to ask my question. First of all, what we need to do is we need to sacrifice ourselves with the youth. That's one thing I can also say. Secondly, Mr. Kofi or Dr. Kofi, you know our foundation in Ghana here is very, very bad. Our foundation in Ghana here is very, very bad. All the sectors is very, very bad. If God permits and you become the president of Ghana, how will you, how? I want you to understand, how can you make sure, say, your foundation will get a very strong foundation, whereby if you are building your house, you get a very solid room or apartment or this to stay in, because our foundation is very weak.
Foundation to what? What are you saying specifically?
Our sectors, education sector, health sector, energy sector, all our sectors, all our important sectors in this country, our foundations are weak.
Okay, so it's very simple. You begin with understanding what you want. So to me, it's a very simple level 1 question. When you have success model, you know what is contained in a success model. So you build according to the model of expectation. That's all. So you say, I'll take one example. So you say education. How do we want education to look like? Okay, so we want education to look like you graduate, you come out, and you have a job waiting for you. Now, before that can happen, the leaders have to sit down and design the Ghana that we want. The Ghana that we want, we need people in infrastructure, civil engineers. You list all the sectors. All the areas development in. And then what you do is you incent the institutions that are teaching those curriculums. You see? So that when they teach those curriculums and people graduate, we know exactly where we are going to put them. It's so simple. There's no confusion. You want to listen. If I want to make a chop bar and sell the best fufu, okay, once I determine where to get the ingredients from, I have to find the people who make the best soup. If there's nobody who knows how to make the soup, then the first thing you need to do is to train people to know how to make the soup. So you take them to the best chop bar at Tenkoko, where they make the type of fufu that you want to establish in Accra. They learn how to make the soup, how to make the fufu, how to everything. And then once they graduate, then you find out who the chop bar owner is, and you say, hey, listen, chop bar owner, I want to open your chop bar. I'm not going to be in competition with you, but I want to open the same chop bar in Accra. You don't have one in Accra, do you? No, I don't. I don't plan on going to Accra. Okay, good. I want to open one in Accra. So I'm going to pay you 100 cedis for you to, every week, for you to train these people for the next 3 months, for them to know how to make the soup, your special soups, After 6 months, you've paid the money, you've trained them, they come to Accra. Now you can just give them the ingredients and they'll make the soup and the fufu for you and you sell. What's difficult about that? It's a model. You see, you use the model that it's in Nkoko that has proven successful. You build a template.
Chama, can you mute yourself, please?
You build a template exactly the way that you want. And then that becomes the model. Until from that point, Obia will say we establish chop bar no ewo tema. What is our model na ne beye? Ukoye bi wo choco, what the no na beye, ukoye bi wo Kumasi with the because you have the template. This is how McDonald's became the most successful restaurant franchise in the world. This is how Kentucky Fried Chicken is successful. Pizza Hut is, it's called a turnkey system. You need a model. Simple. Find the person who does it best, copy them, change it to suit you, and that becomes your model. What's difficult about that? You can use it in education, in technology, in every aspect of life you can use that in. If you want to have a best marriage, find out the person who has the best.
Oh, I think we've lost him for a minute. Let's hope so he come back. I don't know. I think the network system is not helping today at all. And he obviously have back. We're holding on. As we wait for him, there are if we'll be on a question, Biano. Don't worry, we make sure we get everyone on. Every question will be asked. I don't know. We've lost him. The network is very, very bad, so we've lost him. He'll come back. Be patient for us, please. He'll come back. Definitely come back in a minute.
Send him another invitation.
As we're waiting.
Hello, doctor.
Yeah.
Yeah, my name is Joshua.
Okay, Joshua, go on.
Yeah, whilst we wait for him, I just want to chip in a few things.
Right, he's back. Give me a minute.
Okay.
Can you mute yourself, please?
Myself,
Yeah, mute yourself, Joshua, for now.
Okay.
Hold on. So those requesting, can you hold on a minute? I can't take anyone now onto our Ansanama fan or Ansanama Phobia. So if you're requesting to come on, give me a minute. Just hold on. Everyone's question is going to be answered today, but I need to pick him first. So please give me a minute. Okay. Give me a minute. He's been invited. I think he said there's a power cut where he is in Ghana at the minute and he will struggle. Okay, Joshua, hold on. Let me see again. No, me for Biafra now. Joshua, okay, let's go ahead whilst we wait for him. As soon as he come up, and I'll drop you. Joshua. Okay, I think he's not there.
Hello.
Yeah, go on, Joshua.
Hello.
Yes.
Yeah. Greetings to the panelists. It is my first time of coming to your show, but I believe that I have some very vital information, some key submissions I'm going to make that is going to answer a lot of the questions that is on the minds of people. You see, I have done an assessment of all the aspirants and I see a lot of loopholes. You see, what we are doing fundamentally is to raise somebody who will be able to transform the economy holistically. No more sectoral development like Mahama will come and do. He will come and do Terminal 3, do a medical center, and do e-blocks, and we feel that he has done enough. You see, so I have done an assessment of all these visions, and I see that they cannot really take us to the next level that we desire to go. And I'm not against Kofi.
Hold on, who cannot?
I'm not against.
When you say
Hello?
they cannot, who cannot?
Wait, that is why I'm saying that I have assessed all the aspirants. So when I finish my submission, you understand me. You see, I have done done a lot of videos about a lot of things. Like, for instance, when we consider the extensiveness of the visions, because you see, we say that the eagle is the animal with the farthest vision because it is able to go very far and see down to the minutest detail. You see, So all these visions, we have to be able to rank them. Then we see the most extensive, how far-reaching it will be able to help the country. Then we espouse it. Okay. For now, I see that Kofi has the desire, he has the passion, his vision towers above those ones that I've gotten at the moment, the Okada and this thing, Kayaye and these toilet issues. You see, but there is still some shortfall. What Joshua represents is actually, I also carry a vision. But the thing is that, what I say is that that people are on the ballot papers does not mean that we should go and vote for them if we find out that they are square pegs. You see, they are on the ballot papers, fine. But if we assess other visions and we realize that no, these visions are actually myopic compared to other visions, because we are all Ghanaians. We are all Ghanaians, and the solution to our problem is actually within the country. It won't come from anywhere. But what media is failing to do, what these platforms are failing to do, is that we don't have a system whereby we'll be able to assess or look for the talents within our community and bring them to the fore to handle the challenges that we have. Because we are people who are born visionaries, and we are people who are born engineers. We are born people who are born auto mechanics, born, all the giftings are here, architects. But we allow them to rot, then people who are square pegs will be up there. Okay, let me go here.
Joshua.
For instance,
Joshua.
Yeah. Hello.
Before you carry on, dear, can you stick to the reasons why we are here? We are here because of Mr. Kofi. All these
Yes.
going on about and the way you taking it and where you're going to. Some of it,
No.
I'm listening to a bit of that you say. It has nothing to do with Kofi. I don't know if you listened to Kofi from the beginning when he came on. One key statement he made was, "I'm not a politician."
Yes, please, I get you. You let me finish my submission. You will get where I am coming from.
So keep it short. There are other people as well, please.
You see, it's not about being a citizen. We are all citizens, and I'm not speaking to politicians. Okay, what I'm talking about is the vision that they have all brought out. You see, for example, somebody said he should relate how he is going to tackle the foundations.
Joshua, I'm going to stop you right here. I'll come back to you.
Okay.
I'll put him back on. Let me back. Mr. Kofi, thank you for coming back. We lost you for a minute. I hope everything is okay where you are.
Well, this is Ghana, man. Ujakru. So it's unbelievable. I don't know what happened. I had to restart my system just to pick the signal up again, because I think we have the light off. The cell towers, they go in and out. You see what I'm saying? Because the towers use electricity. So because the power is down, it goes in and out. And when it goes down to a certain level, it cuts out.
Right.
So that's what we got to contend with. So I'm sorry, but if it happens again, we're going to have to just restart again. So forgive me, but this is what we voted for. So
that's it. Okay, so I'm gonna pick another question from Prince.
I really wanted to hear what the brother had to say, because I didn't understand what the point he wanted to make. I wish you could have summed it up in one statement and asked this question.
I will get him on at some point. But for now, we're back on track, so we have to concentrate on where we were at that point. So I'll get Prince on. If you have a question, Prince.
Prince.
Okay.
Hi, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Oh, thanks for joining us.
I'm sorry, I fell asleep.
Oh, are you kidding?
Yeah.
I'll fight you later, but
I'm very
we
sorry.
got coffee on the line.
Yeah.
I'm sure you did listen to him for a bit, yeah?
Once he left, I thought he wasn't coming back. So
Oh, okay. All right, so you did hear him from the beginning.
Yeah,
So
I
do
heard
you
him.
have
I
any
heard him.
questions
I
for
heard
him?
everything. Once again, I would Joshua, could you mute yourself?
Let me check the show.
Yeah, once again, Mr. Kofi,
Yes, sir.
Mr. Ramamo Akwababim.
Joe.
The person meka yakan kasa no mu na aboa yena because ye Ghana for. Before me shama some say no me person me introduce me kakra.
Sure.
But at least obi oni me wa no so ebe hunu na sabe aboa yena nso na ebia na obedi president you be here me na mabeka cabinet no one menya post wo emuntem
Nina ye Ghana for nti boni bi anim.
Anyway, a friend say, Mr. Mete, a friend say, United Kingdom ha. Me engineer, former engineer to Mass Wrigley. Na currently there, me sub-assembling Emma British Gas and lettuce and a common DHL.
Okay.
And so may a member of their supply chain team now. There were questions by 10 me list here bra miniaba lioness a frame. I think so I was driving home and or contacted me say or person may part of this show now. Unfortunately, me were a bit of a tight schedule for tomorrow. I'm not going to be here for long. I promised that I was going to squeeze in and then spend roughly an hour and a half. Many of us are correct today. Yeah. And then as far as I'm concerned, no, I've been here from the start since I saw her friends in the invitation and I'm joining here. I was wondering what was going on because initially, Nona, I'm as a host, Kasanamuna, I felt that he was campaigning into Nakam year film. But later on, I'm who said, oh, okay, it was just or baby or I said or sekapetina chain friends you're coming. It's medasa samba. Let's go straight to the point. The first question to you, my main say, I think say over the years, Kwame Nkrumah time, after Kwame Nkrumah time, Yaben say there are people who have come in as presidential candidates and they have a two-side. At night, you know as humble giants, yeah? Now, at day, near home as arrogant. I don't want to use the word fool. The person who say, Ufemono, and then my first question to you. Ufemono, who do you represent? Are you the humble giant at night who become a wolf, arrogant at day, or you are none of them? Or would you have any other way to represent to present yourself to me as a voter? Maybe I mean Kasamu Bia, but to me as a voter, because me are very hard to convince. I don't know because of my background, maybe I may work engineering field in here, but me are very hard to convince. Material or other platforms, so any some of your videos and all that, but I think till now, no, you have not been able to convince me in any way. So today that I have you one-on-one, this is my first time speaking to you directly. Yeah, I'm hoping set to tonight before I leave this. I'm hoping set before I leave this. Over to me in person and what conference. I'm going to give you the chance to answer this question.
Joshua.
Yeah.
But what much you can?
Joshua, can you mute yourself, please? I'll hear you. Thank you. Mr. Parson.
Me,
But you still tell me, Kadi.
me tonka pa.
What's my question, Nadia?
Say me a humble giant at night, me a wolf by day.
Yeah.
I could be. Every human being has multiple personalities.
Okay.
My personality stems from principle. That I could tell you. Now, as far as who you think I am at what time of the day, it's based on something that is ingrained in a value system that stems from principle, that stems from character. Intino, me nipa, ebia mebubefu. I've had arguments with the person who brought me into this world, my mother. I've had heated arguments with my mother. We had disagreements, but she's still my mother. I love her, but that doesn't mean I have to agree with her all the time. So Inti, when you take a path of principle, based on how somebody feels about something, no, they will have an assessment of you. But they may make me a catcher and say, because my decision making always stems from principle, no, I cannot be wrong. I cannot be wrong. I may not be able to please you all the time, but I cannot be wrong because it's based on principle.
All right, thank you. Thank you. I think so, ever since I started following some of your videos and then your communicate through this channels, multiple channels that I've stepped in. This is the first time you've answered a question this precise. I think so, most often to me personally in the day I feel say but friends, I appreciate what you've said so far. My second question to you, over the years now, we've had series of presidential candidates who've come in promising on this very subject matter, which I think all over the world, every country faces it, which is corruption. Country be FACB, but I say back in our Black African community, no dear, Ayana and wedding, and maybe say obeye omampayin no. Etiefo mesra mo say sa phrase no mo de beche me say obeye mampayin no because of a presidential candidate who knows say ochna ebia na yeko vote ama no. Nti say obeye omampayin no. Mesra me bisa say corruption then na obeye ubetumi atiso kakra ma yen because menim say etuo de ntumi ntwa because America kra atry anye yi. Enti then na wo fam no obeye amaye de no say yemfa ne say wo 90% at the moment crumpo a obetumi atiso amaye nya 50B and 40B. That's it.
I think he's got a call. Just give him a minute. He will be back. Give him a minute.
Okay.
Give him a minute.
But host me jiri say me nam kwan so de.
Oh yeah, when I'm close, so I like your question.
When I'm closer.
Okay.
Dog. What I'm closer. I'm telling you.
I'm trying. I don't want to bore anybody here.
No. You in.
Okay.
You in.
Welcome back, sir.
Yeah, Mr. Kofi.
Bacho Temenka.
Me bacho me tonka.
I hear you.
Okay.
Mr. question this would be man as a OTA.
Was about corruption, correct?
Yeah.
Corruption.
Yeah.
Our plan, mega threesome plan is to change the constitution, eradicate corruption, and institute a national development plan. Anti-corruption is something very dear to us in this administration. And the way we're going to take care of it is we're going to take care of it criminally administratively and psychologically. Criminally, they say, we deep on it now instantaneously, there's punishment. Yeah, in so once we prove say we're deep on it, now you prosecuted and you face the law. Simple. Administratively, a couple of things. You be used to blockchain. Now we supply all the agencies, with your friends say institutional infrastructure, and then we systematize it and we run it on blockchain. So now algorithmic programming in terms of transactions in the registry, and yet duplicatable, and won't to me and bypass it and yet chronosembia. We won't do with paper money. A bit dealing with electronic money, memos of credit and debits. That's how we're going to run it. And psychologically, your curriculums in Abesesa, into billboards, TV programs, radio programs, advertisements in any programs here in Kolabi Huna right from the beginning, Abesesa, consistent with your national goal. Say, per se, a country with zero corruption. Now, the objective is zero corruption. Technically, zero corruption, but the objective is zero corruption, because only when you have a consciousness of zero corruption do you get closest to zero corruption, maybe not zero corruption. Into curriculums, maybe in all the sectors, be consistent with that objective. So that's how we're going to finish. That's how we're going to deal with corruption. We're going to punish heavily in terms of corruption. Zero tolerance. We be cause of financial loss to the state. It's going to be judgment. We're going to actually kill people if you steal from the government. That's how serious we're going to be. We're not mincing words on that. We're going to execute people.
All right. Bepacho, any friends say, I would love to go back to your threesome strategy now, by touching on the first one, which you made mention of criminally. Mepacho Bebre, over the years, Ebima Bidiskako, are you going to pardon those ones and start it afresh with the current ones? And I say, are you going to start it from there? Because Sebe opinion be ebeto yenum.
But I have an emergency I have to handle. But the American say criminality has no expiration, my brother.
Okay. And then Pacho break.
Okay. So whilst we are waiting on him, what do you call it? Joshua, do you want to get your stuff, whatever you were saying?
Yeah. Okay, I'll just cut it short. You see, let me just outline.
Joshua, cut it short, yeah?
Yeah, let me cut it short. You see,
it tends to confuse people.
You see, somebody was asking for the foundation that he is going to lay, and also he's talking about constitutional review. Already the constitution over here doesn't espouse corruption. It doesn't say, it talks about transparency, probity, and all those positive things. But yes, still corruption is going on. Okay, my basis I'm going to set is that, you see, there should be some fundamental ideologies to guide every government in order to see holistic change. You see, people are focused on foreign products, but you are saying you are going to build industries. How are you going to change that? So I have this thing that, you see, if we do not consume, if we don't produce, we will not consume. It is a fundamental kind of ideology you have put down there, which is going to guide everything. It means that you will now have to touch on the talents of the people within the country to make sure that they are viable and they produce for your consumption. So there is no way now you are going to let somebody like Kantanka be there and you will be riding or driving Toyota vehicles. That is one. And team Team is together is somebody's mantra. Together, everyone achieves more. We are now shifting from individual pursuit of business privatization, whereby somebody there will become this thing, farm or rice making industries over here, but somebody will now go to China and go and bring rice,
Prof, this
killing
is
the
not
local
productive.
industries.
This is not productive.
I think you are really, I think your topic, what you're saying.
But Joshua, your
Okay,
topic
you
is
see?
completely different to what we have going here right now.
Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Kofi Asabanti, let's carry on. Why? What Joshua is fuffling on about and is extremely different from what we're doing today. So Joshua, maybe another day we will be all ears to learn. I'm interested in what you're talking about, but let's do that another day. Today is all about Uncle Kofi or Mr. Kofi. You know what he has for us. So let's focus on that. What you're doing is just distracting and it's shifting the conversation. Thank you.
100%. Yes, sir. Welcome back.
Yeah. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead with your questions. So what
Right.
the
Prince,
last
are you
question
there?
Yeah, am I still on?
Yes.
Yeah,
The
you
last
are.
question Amethyst will be Samir said, are we gonna retroactive
Yeah,
criminality?
yeah.
Yes, it's a big yes.
Okay.
We're going back to 67 years.
Okay.
Anything we can find 67 years, we're pulling it up.
Okay. Just not to take much of the time, and then also maybe some couple questions I might go put other people's questions out, and they wouldn't have the privilege to also talk to you. And Ode, I'm just going to land on the last question out of the listed Nina. The rest are probably, if it's possible, I'll push it to Miss Lioness Nase on our bit friends and host. Mr. Kofi, Mr. Wa Adebako Ehame single-handedly last year, me devotee Misika Sem Edema friends saying to tackle some part of it because I friends saying took some youngsters into school, hoping that they will graduate, and then I would measure muja no my business. We school not right. Me discuss shame, but the me said they failed, and at the end of the day, my chrono and I me. The problem now me say is because the government hasn't touched youth employment properly now. And until I say youngster be a wild. Into my wild out to the sense that oh boy crampona they misunderstand oh boy to see you to be I say we are vulnerable and then they steal from you. Until they stole as much as £10,000. At the end of the day, meant me and Kashi the same uncle. The reason they say me when they say and your mono my ye, ya buying be I want to lead a be I want to tune in your year. And I'm frustration. I conscientize you into that manner. Into me be say, yeah, the next president, Mr. Kofi. So what's not kunya we what are you going to do differently? I be ma yes, sir, and you we are no because they say youth now you're so wild. Say even youth employment I know say psychologically because how are you going to be able to ease up that tension and son out the adwuma no krampa poach your mama ye adwuma no mpo no e yasem kese nti Mr. Kofi when my last question how are you going to tackle it?
Tembiano nipa ehu se wo pese wo boa no na emwa wo pese wo de ma no enye temporary, and the key word is temporary. Na wo be boa no obegina ne nan so they tend to relax. What has happened over the years and decades is that the government of Ghana, the caretaker of the citizens, have not done a good job in letting the citizens feel, say, I am out to fend for you. Nti obia owo Ghana ne feel say, man fight here, I'm gonna drown. Nti wo kwa akɔboa no kora mpo a wo a wokɔboa no no asɛ wo save you obi a ɔdrown no ɔbɛtwe wo akɔhyɛ. So nti ɛno na say this is our predicament. Nti we have to go through a period where a friend a revolution of the intellect. Now rewire nkurɔfoɔ, and the way you can do that is it's not by saying, it's by doing. By doing ebi ne saying, by doing no ebi ne nneɛma 10 a de bia meka ho asɛm sɛ if we have housing, housing ama nipa na nipa team obi abɛka sɛ na government bɛyɛ ni sɛ me na yi kiosk mu bio me na container mu ne nkurɔfoɔ bi a baabi a meyɛ me manicure girls a wɔ hɔ no wɔn de kiosk no mu 3 girls kiosk bɛyɛ 6 by 6 3 girls in them. Toilet were here, bathroom were here, wɔn kɔdware use bathroom wɔ baabi. And this is how they have been for a couple of years. And nkurɔfoɔ pii wɔ saa situation no nti housing a major situation wɔ Ghana. Nti what started yɛ housing ama wɔn healthcare. You thinking about the employment, you developing people. Now, who show one more relevant education, said you almost graduate here, now you na obia nya de o deserve si obenya. There is security, there is recreation, there is transportation, there is communication, there are markets, and there is a functional central business district. Now everybody, there's a feeling, there is some euphoria. Be said, we are all being taken care of. Into a bedroom was so into train hopefulness. The state of Ghana for woman hopelessness, and into the dependent on trauma. Ye kum nipa a man or no better one condom for no better because I say na car bonipa miuda inti say me one me dana me watch na it is a car bomb in the accident. When I first heard that, I was blown away by ubia oye graduate oye so all can't you be I was blown away. So the mentality of people said they don't care anymore. Until you have to bring people home, say it's your life is worth it. Care.
Yeah.
And that's only when you can gradually, baby steps, give them value for them to feel say they are worth it. And gradually, rewind the clock backwards. You can, and yet be originally boom, maybe. Revolution of the intellect takes time because you have to untrain and retrain and then reinforce a 3-step.
Right. So, Pacho, said the okay, no. Me know ya adwene say revolution of intellect no it take time. Now to say so no, if you constitution na it's only 4 years. It's only 4 years. Oye nyankopon ye wadom na se Ghana for ete wase no munya ho do a ene ye chew 4 kan. Nti me bisa say 4 years. Na 4 years nso and na wutwa wo ho kakra bi na 4 years na so. Then what time are you asking for?
Okay, very simple. Ubisa me can say enyoma 3. Mega 3 some no then. Change the constitution, eradicate corruption, institute a national development plan. It's all in the national development plan. Adding, if you say plan B, I Ghana take you on a path of development, sustainable development. It's going to be entrenched in the constitution. Ubia into me MSSano. It is a Kofi quarantine obedi president 1 year crown no kwa for whatever reason. The Obebe Biono into me they would have to continue. the vision for Ghana. That's how we're going to do it. Because yeah, and China and for the one manifestos, be changing your manner, say like the NDC and NPP have done for the last 32 years.
All right. And Mr. Host, Medawasi Bebre, Mr. Kofi, Medawasi, so say, Sabe, Unya Daje, a church and Nimamu. Minyaya and Kana me push you further, but for the sake of other panelists, or Motesono, me person may delay will be a time, will be our day for 4 years. Meda wetie phone so ase Mr. Host and Lioness Medawasi so we invited me. I hope to come up again if the chance represents itself again. Mr. Kofi, any time be a menya will be man kebe the pana sebe it me akko deeper kakra because as a Ghana for do impempen so be omo ya fed up. Yes, menenko focus me who say
They are already fed up.
yes, me who say one share the voter number no be change it drastically.
Yeah.
Because of Nkofo and person be voting for them. They are not interested. And so no, I wish you all the best. I hope that you win. So now I just would want to see what you represent. Madam Wasibebre, have a good night.
Well, thank you, friends.
Thank you, friends. Thank you so much. I'll talk with you later, friends.
Okay. Before we continue, I would like to say one or two things. I hope Obio has been and you're listening very carefully because, to be honest, we all want change. Everybody is fed up. I'm fed up. Even though I'm renting Ghana, I'm fed up. So those there and those who have people who live in Ghana, please let's do our best so that we change what's going on. Because Ghana I am here, and yet those who live in there only. It's for everybody who is a Ghanaian. Okay. Like I said, Lioness.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Thank you. Emerson, my question is year 3, but Yabusamu 1 until Nebusamu 2 aka. Mr. Kofi, me, I'll call you Uncle Kofi. Oh yeah, me of Fasai, me okay. Kofi, me pacho. Talking of your vision, what is the picture like for children and elderly people in Ghana?
Okay. Into children, elderly, women, disabled, under one classification. We're going to do some special, we're going to do some different. There won't be such a thing in Ghana. You say, will be a disabled or Namhara, Janka, will be or no, or disabled. Will be in categories that they represent, the ABCC complexes are in every region. One bet's name. One year mentally deranged, yeah.
Oh, the network.
Network in there.
Network no more year of no kakoche omabo pao.
Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah. But Commander,
He's back.
okay, he's back.
And Commander, Ekoyana.
Yeah, Koya, but you're back.
Yeah, it's a Koya.
Yes. I don't even understand why this thing keeps doing that. It's so annoying. Okay, let's see. I don't. Oh gosh, man. All right. To set the American. It's you better warm. You better almost special care buildings. Any your man walk down and in disabled, elderly, accessible. And kola and nam kwan who said the woman and me and baby and kola aboriginal car who need be say your friend saying Mammy Sika not the woman sa call man no say comment the woman we never gonna see any of that. Yeah, but kola yes in America you will be a friend of WIC, women, infants and children. So if you don't meet the minimal if you fall below the poverty line,
Yeah.
food stamps now the food
Yeah.
stamps, you know, like food stamps, you know, your food stamps, you the big as a credit card so amount.
Okay.
They be to say buffer stocks are one much aduane ɛwɔ Ghana. Ghana produce na ɛkɔ first no. Every week no now the card no wakɔgye a consignment of food ɛyɛ healthy. So wagye nam kakra, wagye fruits kakra, wagye grains kakra, na de abɛfi abɛyɛ wo nkwan na wagye di. Nti obiara bɛnya ne consignment ɛyɛ healthy food no wadi because of such checks every month. Every month for you to qualify for such checks, you know, as I said, every 6 months local hospital near show near mark clearance say we in good health and at least when meet you criteria say Wako hospital. So because you become a liability to the state. So
yeah.
That basics no say hospital, check up. Now and we no say we are human centered. And when be centeredness nearby in the science-based data-driven human centered.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I will let other people come in to ask their question. I have a bit more, but I will let them come in first. Thank you.
Okay. So I think I'll push here. No, Akria, you've been here for a while. Let me put you on Akria. Your question, please.
Can you circle back to me?
Okay, no problem. Thank you. I think Teddy, you've been here for a while. Let me get Teddy on.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much. Uncle Kofi, thank you very much for coming on this up to talk to the Ghanaian people. But my first question, and many of my questions, me summarizing in album, into patrol, with a mesra, I need them who open and be biana, can we take notes?
Light
so that
light in the head, me train you into the car.
Oh, ready. Sorry. Into first question, they say, you see, in the current Republican constitution that we have, one needs to get a majority parliament to avoid a hung parliament. Looking at the fact that you are an independent candidate, without that kind of parliamentary support, passing bills, and the pull him down syndrome that happens in our current Republican parliament that we have, might affect you. So when you are elected, hopefully God willing, how can you deal with that kind of thing? Because there are no parliamentary candidates. But that's my first question. My second question is, you see, for every country to develop, we need a science and technology base. We can actually have for ourselves, be it for the government, so that what money will come straight to the hands of the people. And with that way, we don't have processing way for most of our minerals. That is why we see, say, lithium and crude oil and other way. Foreign companies come and they will take a chunk of the percentage from it. So what can you do in the interim to develop the science and technology base so that we can have processing ways, so that if anything, the country or in the companies Ghanaian own can take a chunk of what we produce from our land, so that the true economic power will stay in the hands of the people of this country. That's the way. Second question. Now, back to the the first question, and that will be my third one. And say, you see, we have a situation in Ghana when someone comes to power or advises that on health, sports, defense, and everything. I want to know whether you have such people. Say, these are my people, and my team, my bar. They will take these sectors. If in any case, they will advise you on it. Now, my last question, Bachoa, You see, patrol can be concerning, say, now in the hospital, and I say there is a mismanagement of the person. I'm sorry, I'm not there, I don't know that person, but the truth, they say, our current health system is bad. Tools to work with, no, anyhow. Most of the health workers, the doctors, even in the medical school, they are writing PLAB. The nurses are writing IELTS. Payments and incentives for our doctors and nurses and other health care workers is bad. And then no. So maybe some way, somehow, lab you cannot say or say a request or I say another place no buy and all those things. There are a whole lot of issues. But so with the healthcare system, no, how can you actually make sure say one, we have the equipment to work with? So that because you say president be area and I say be area on hospital Ghana running spend a year's hard. So how can you make sure say like we have things to work with? And secondly, motivation for the health workers. And thirdly, the research I was say into health so that so that we will get more medicines and other things produced by ourselves so that we don't import. Patrons, maybe
All right.
may
Me refi bi wo ma na wabɔ me nkaeɛ na ayɛ nti where do you start? Okay, nti as far as the parliament is concerned, the loyalty of legislature near to a president to the constituents. These politicians will have a way of tricking you to think that without a majority or a minority, the parliament will not be able to function and they can render a president ineffective. That's not true. The president wields more than 98% of the power of parliament. That's a fact. And it's in the constitution. And until you change the constitution now, you strip it presidential powers maybe because president will powers too much. Now on exercise it because in people the majority in our parliament. Until you the power now excessive or flexible. But what you say? Until a young for say the majority of parliament into woman man of power and you're not correct. Oja woman make decisions, but kaine who say ye parliament woman deliberate on laws, but woman ye lawmakers to say the abrochi any other places woman ye woman to me introduce a bill into parliament. They introduce then they can mull over it and decide say but to the fact to say effectiveness of a president in a parliament only a huge representation. My responsibility is to the country. It's not to legislature. Legislature more representing more constituents. Oba now the whole idea what they to make a case for it. Said the executive office be more funding through finance. Now the the if you don't work with the president, you're not gonna get your money you need for your constituency. You have to work with the president. I don't know about approval or Sika or here or they why would you not work with the president, especially when the president is not going to come in with on one agenda, say maybe Japadi and maybe PDS and maybe any other deal here for me party. Maybe some minor. It is a banner through the National Development Plan, because yenye bridges, yenye roads, yenye see hospitals were region, yenye universities were over case akwawe ye president I'll just tell your constituents to vote you out because you're an idiot. That's all. Because me ma wo adwuma ye easy say one society I'll have them vote you out. Because why would you want to shoot your constituents in the foot? Yeah, they at the part real constituents, I'll say, President Ninyemi Nipentino, Mempeneso. Oh, really?
I don't see that happening. No sensible person will do that. Number one. Number two, what's it? In terms of your friends, Pacho, what's it? Oh, now can we be now?
I think the number two, hang parliament was to avoid that.
Well, I know I just answered it for you. There's not going to be a hang parliament. There's no need for a hang parliament. And even if there were a hang parliament, it wouldn't affect the president. How is that going to affect the president? If there's a decision, be a mu debate here, ubi amfanajune ma. And unsuntina, you see, you got to understand the wisdom in build a national development plan with you. We putting together stakeholders say, yeah, I deal with for Ghana. Call around the country. Yene abusuafo ahemfo. Yene asofo. Yene statesmen and women. Yene mpanyinfo a respect to matena say. You're running it by them. Obi happens to say, see universities, you see hospitals, you bridges, you tolls, you say. All the big ticket items now happens to say, in 4 major areas: infrastructure, economy, society, and education, right? You decided to say, Sanyoma Fui. No. Make us the same. Infrastructure, governance, society, and did I say infrastructure? Why am I getting confused? Infrastructure, governance, society, and economy. Maka 4. Make 4. And I'm 3. Did I say 4? Okay. Into 4. 4 pillars. And then they're guided by the National Development Plan, right? Okay. Into you're building infrastructure and you're building National Development Plan every you're unveiling, you're financing. Into Obia Peninsu say we na Accra to Burkina border, 6 lane. Yeah, all the 78,000 kilometers of routes at Ghana. Yeah, no asphalt is international quality. And yet you are 6 months near to 2. How would you say we are parliamentarian ewo Konongo? Now one premier fa a quine mefa Konongo because if you granting any NPP and NDC. Really? So that's not going to happen. And now, in terms of your friend saying, what was the next question? Oh man, I can't believe that.
The next question was about science and technology advancement for processing of our natural resources. So that would go for MB2 my now OCC.
Good enough. We are going to add value to 100% on San Ghana. Now, we cannot add the value to 100% if we don't have competencies. We have to build aggressively the horizontal integrations to build the competencies. To do that, first we need to get the money because we're not going to IMF or we're not going to any of the Bretton Woods institutions. We have to first take the output from agriculture and feed our agro-based industries. And with value adding to the products from the agro-based industries, we export, we get foreign exchange reserves. With the foreign exchange reserves, we expand horizontal integrations in industry. And then we go to the second level of industry, which is the domestic market. Deep freezers, air conditioners, gas cookers, rice cookers, all building materials. BBA used domestically, BBA irons, BBA used domestically. When we do that now, the city gains value because we're not kind of like naneno to buy dollar for our commodities market. Now, the expanded build the domestic markets, no. Now, from there, no, we're gonna build technologies. If we don't master the technologies, we're not gonna be able to exploit the second level of development. We have to go into technology advancement big time. And no, Muhammad doesn't know what he's talking about 24-hour economy, because right now, as Ghana stands now, we don't have the competencies to go into a 24-hour economy effectively. Waste of time. So, the yɛba say yɛbɛyɛ wɔma ne ayɛ sareɛ ne ayɛ waduro nom ne apɔtɔyowa nom ne adeɛ no. How many of those things can you sell to make $100,000? So, we need competencies to say NVIDIA, it me a microchip, you ton $100,000, one microchip. That's what we're talking about. That's where the competencies are going to come in. With the competencies, no, we're not going to export BBA ni afa, ya lithium near the Amabruni. Incidentally, menye very pro natural resource, your friend saying exploitation. May set your conserve your land near resources, no, and using human capital, developing human capital into technology in a better more. So, any tourism, any agriculture, because annually now you're renewable. You ain't too good in saying any idea. No. Brunino no nyahon faso, you know, they degenerating our lands. And we can't allow for that to happen. Until maybe against you know, as I said, I drain a juma. And yet ye too good now, good in this idea now be unidi. I just say unim yansa. As I see jai good new to near my drain a juma. And that's what I am going to do. And yet go to tune oil ne way there be you mutilate the land. Until that's what we're gonna do as far as that. Well, next question now, Eden. Say no one.
Now, next one, yeah. As I the last two actually. Now, the team of let's say people who are knowledgeable in health, defense, finance. Now, the next one, yeah, healthcare delivery in Ghana.
Okay, we have a mastermind. One more, incredibly versed in competencies. Deba. Se utie me kase mu a bibia me kan enye de mako kan wo internet so ana say my background in engineering I'm pretty I'm meticulous by nature I speak with specificity because that's just my nature. So and with healthcare delivery, you be changing near we're going to go into medical nutrition more. Identity because you herbs. What Ghana you will nearby. You bet me the affair when you are bebree. And so no, you develop a skill set. Into you're more dependent on Western medicine. Synthetic pharmaceuticals, which will be any say when you're with synthetic pharmaceuticals, it's a cycle of management. There is no cure when you have a synthetic pharmaceuticals in terms of intervention. We want to go more on herbs. Western medicine, there's a lot of good with Western medicine, but you're hybrid, you're in process of medical care system in Ghana with Noguchi, you be multiple research and development centers. You be developer, you nuane ni pi wo hono ma hoden wo men so you develop ye nti ye nim de ena ahoho beto ne de kwa abruchiri no ma ko fechiri na no ma ton ama ye just doesn't make any kind of sense. So ye wo grains pi wo nofa very high protein grains, and so ye di Cerelac no ne sa nnuane na enye mankola. I mean, I know say people are gonna say, hey, Kofi Asembe no okay. Hey, listen, I'm telling you, say baby food snippy or hodoma enye mankola. When I make catch them, go and do your research. So nti saa nneɛma ni na ɛsɛ yɛn ayɛ yɛn research centers yɛde yɛ baby foods na yɛn ankasa mpanyinfoɔ no koraa nso nnuro a yɛyɛ wotumi kɔ mampɔn herbal mekɔ mampɔn herbal ɛwɔ mampɔn mekɔtɔ nnuro wobɛkɔ na nnuro koraa asa wokɔ yɛne yɛ ration nnuro I'm say come on man how can you rush baby it's just mente aseɛ so and they have to make their systems more sophisticated because they are basic. I tell you, what they are doing, baby, do fear. We say bottle no, yeah, and you sealed. I mean, woman need high tech machines. Yeah, they and really be. Inti unsa kaya kakra. Inti that's where we are as far as that. Inti yeah, that's it.
Teddy, I hope your questions are all answered.
Join, they are all answered. And I wish you all the best. Why? I will still continue to follow you up. Thank you.
All right. Thank you, Ted.
I will get Daniel on first because he's got to go to work. But before Daniel, you come on, Mr. Kofi, I think there's a lot of questions being asked in the comment section that all these wonderful ideas that you have, how are you going to fund it? These are the questions that people are asking on the comment section. Say you've got a good idea, you've got wonderful ideas for the country Ghana, but how are you going to fund
Dr. Brown? Dr. Brown, sorry.
Yes.
Dr. Brown. But you met me about Mr. Kofi was a question.
No, just bear with me.
We are sharing ideas. My submission be concerning how to financing. So that's financing. Because there's new involvement to be a matter.
Okay.
And I'm person share.
Yeah, and Kadok, Mr. Kofi, we are Nanka what they are son is.
I have no
People
problem.
are asking that question a lot there.
Yeah.
Simple, very simple. Simple in the sense, accountant general catch and say every year piano $3 to $4 billion a year. For woman sub public purpose edisicano ninano paper trail ewo. For 32 years now at 3 billion on the low side, that's 96 billion. If there's paper trailer and one said Mefro, Dr. Brown, Usikara did 2 years ago in Pacho, Fabra White. Now, yeah, before Kogunda Barracks, ba na do Sumiaba because Kodaho base 10 years. Sikaro de bar near bete we years no subia amount into your call. Kodaho 10 years and now this can be bania to 2 years be amount. And so, into Ubia, where this paper trail will be Betua de Amaye, yen Sikani here. Nti Sani Edebe funding. There's also $7 billion being spent on tax rebates for multinational companies. Adeno, Yema Womo rebates. What's the excuse? There are a lot of companies that are formal, one district, one factory, Yema Womo rebates. Womo owners na a formal ghost companies here, you did this kind, you be trust on your money there. Nti Sika wo ho, say, you cut it out waste now, any double spending now. Sika ho. Ti say sika no ye ba be reroute into your development. Yeah, nkrofo P, sikafo P, wo companies P, wo Ghana, womuntia taxes. They pay under the table. You see yet dear friend an integrated national ID address system now. Sankrofoni na the net no back chi wo mu na. It's about 30%. And a year Juma Womunya income Womuchia taxes. We want to bring it to a 98 percentile. So the 3 times the amount. Yenya free taxes musisino babinya. What makes you think that we don't have enough money to say interventions here, baby? There's more than enough money.
Thank you for the answer. Okay, Daniel, let me get you on before Dr. Asiama comes on. because you say you need to go to work. So Daniel, let's go.
Daniel, are you still there? Are you still with us?
Yes, thank you very much. Mr. Moderator,
The floor is yours.
Hello, yeah, Madam Asebebre, say, who may concern or address me right away. Me wa Vancouver, Canada, na your time, no, yeah, Hannah, after about we are 2 o'clock, so we got to go to work. Unlike one idea, somewhere more for that. Anyways, media material, Mr. Kofi, so many times into I don't have questions to ask because material on several platforms are address the same issues. I'm even going to commend him, sir. Onye exhausted answering the same questions over and over and over again. Because on all platforms, baby Obekobiano, he's being bombarded with the same questions all over again. And me the answer me bonabaso, me shanedre. Nemo me pese yena yeah prepping you buy a platform so no. There is a way you beat me up one because from me angle, no, from where I'm seeing, no, me who say so far no, it's not beside the social media, no, on the grounds in Ghana, no, I'm saying on call actually too much because I barely hear his name in the when it comes to political debate and the political makes money and they are maintaining the papa. And then Shada became Shada because he's flaunting his money all around. Coke mass not too long ago, me figure na the baby boss will be everywhere. And he said, one commentator commented was he said, this man sounds very knowledgeable. And I 100% agree. Or you're very knowledgeable, and he has the nitty-gritties of what he's talking about, and he has the solutions to those things. And I answer no GD ampa. He sounds legit, say obetimi aye adwuma amayen. And me plead this in fact, me a victim of it. Me pledge, and I said me can't say me support, but family issues be pop up. Until I me call Ghana recently, no buy and I don't know. And me support all. And today me can say many questions, man. They mum me person me share yina yam kuna say mum yan support in as much as say yeah panel. Just willing and hoping, cannot get the job done. We have to substantially. Can be also widows might be an or be a bit in no. Now on fan support now ultimate which and I'm gonna do it. May at some point. I just have this family head or I may clear I will do something. Bibi to be a make me their support. Into no anti na me bass say obi be our platforms be no be a routine be a for say am power Kenyans are saying no. Mr. Wa Mumfa will say no yo need to pushing to that level on my
Yeah, that's it. Daniel. Yeah, that's it. Nyamisha.
Yeah, that's
Let's move on to Dr. Is it Dr. Asemhia?
Asemhia.
The trio. If I shall take us away, why?
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Kofi, that's it. Mr. Kofi, Matien Bebre, Mitimi by Edrum so anase, Manya Bibi Kakrana problem, Kakrana Masin declining. But then there my opportunity. Nti mebo Mr. Kofi Abaso. Na adeba kwa me pese Ghana fu ina ya we ni se. Mo maye Ghana nye se yentimi nyi obi ama ne Ghana yi. Saa de no ekum yen. People are making it look very difficult. Say yenya a genuine person with me aye Ghana yi. Ghana yi you know. Aye the wire ready so obey you. And yet about money. Until bit beka how obey den na wa finance. So recently Doma Hene or see gold one asase so. No as chief no on tia say ma obi ama metu abrane manfo enya sika ni bi. Nti otena ase a one amanfo call terms no. Waba abontia ko declare aba videos actually manfo say sika one omo negotiate no so on do 50% to said any kuro no be di omo obi amese ni nsu afi so omo ye metu gold nko na do manfo ho kire omo sika wa promise omo say sika e dia bra na egu account mu enne obetimi di nesasi ni bo say enche uye obi na wo do man ko a do ma asase so a akra no obetu anka every month ohino recently in Ghana so no on ti ase da aban no ka hwe kro on ti ase watimi aye anya sa sika we nti se do man ko gold e ba ma do mafo ye tua do mafo enkra ye be wo mu generation fo ka mo maayo a wɔn hyɛ funu ebetua wɔn ka I promise obi a ɔwɔ dɔm abia bɛdi yie ɔmo akwan ne ɔmo hospitals ɔmo bɛnya ultra modern ones ɛna ebi mma Ghana korɔ no ɔbɛyɛ no wɔ dɔm ahɔ na sika a yɛde abra na yɛbɔ odi nkyerɛ no ɔno korɔ ɔteɛ no na ne yam ahye no ohu deɛ ɔnyɛ na wei kyerɛ sɛ Ghana nyɛ sɛ yɛni sika o yɛwɔ sika ɛboro so na deɛ ɛyɛ ne sɛ mpanimfoɔ no fa sika no a ɔmo de ba abɛduru aburukyire ha na ne yɛagye no wɔ hɔ a yɛbɛbɔ abusua no na ɔmo awie afiri Ghana asan de aba aburukyire ha no na amorɔfo no asen agye ɔmo gye a yɛmfa ma na yɛasen abɛpere sika nti me deɛ mɛka ne sɛ yɛ papa Kofi yɛ bra Kofi yɛ nua Kofi yɛ wɔfa Kofi yɛ nana Kofi yɛhyɛ wo nkuran na me question baako panyin sɛ wohwɛ sɛneɛ MPP for ayɛ so power drunk yɛ ɔmo nyɛ ready sɛ ɔmo bɛgya mu ama obiara yɛ a ɔmo yɛ everything possible so ɔmo bɛ maintain power yi a wohwɛ voter registration yɛ a ɔmo force up and down pɛ sɛ ɔmo ne EC ne nneɛma force so in case sɛ deɛ Ghanafoɔ awihyɛ sɛ yɛbɛto ama wi na amammuo a ɛwɔ so so nyɛ ready sɛ ɔmo bɛ handle power ama even the biggest and largest opposition no koraa find it difficult nti deɛ na mo bɛyɛ a ɛbɛma aba wei abɛyɛ credible na sɛ nokorɛ sɛ yɛ a yɛtie wi sɛ yɛ support ideas na yɛkɔto aba no a ɛnyɛ in vain.
Minia, I have a surprise for you first of all, and it's easy ayeduma. Oh gosh, man, easy ayeduma.
Finally.
Yeah, finally. I'm also light into me who do because me used to say and I eat to be a bit bomb and I do into was for yaba. Thank God. Okay.
It's good to put a face to the name.
Yeah, of course.
Those who that do not know you.
A couple of things. The attorney said you don't make a decision based on what's popular. You make a decision based on principle. Inti decision I will be making, and you know who say, oh, na me kotuma begu na ye beya enkosi baby enti debi eye papenti na wo ye wonye no because eye popular and I say easy no way adwene baby easy be decide say opesa of bia no wo no we decide say we believe in the values of Kofi Kranting and in the vision so opesa ye Ghana yinti na wo to aba ama no nti say nipa one wo pe na wo vote ama no kra vote ma no but nkogina ba bi nka say oh Kofi kra me vote ma no oni nti ene me komfa komo obi there be because of wo values nti na wo vote ama no nti abusiafo me pese mu na mote ase yi say efri na ekono enka se wo be say wo vote there's no such thing because wo ye de papa so nti vote based on principle. Easy asem no dodo kabea kyerɛ sɛ yen youth ni na be together yen ya Dr. Brown dwumadie ne Lioness no ne mo amwo so na amoboa Brown or Italy or boy yen na ya be together na say okay youth mumpo yen na ye de achi ye ahoden eta Kofi achi a obi entry stop here easy na be hu say no power youth ni kura no men konko ye be against one wishes. The whole world will know say Ghana youth decided conclusively say they're going for Kofi Kranting, and that nobody can stop that power. It's a power that's time has come. Obi entry stop no, but ye jija we are so far left, we are far right. Oh Kofi. Not who decided on we undecided. That's how the EC gets in. So, inti ye na nye conclusive on say ye votu ama Kofi. The job is done. Womu wiem kura womu to me offset 12.5 million people. That's how we're gonna win this thing.
Thank you very much, sir. Some Matia, Mati, they're welcome. I think I'll get the next person. Dennis, you've been here for some time. Let me get you on. Chairman. So, Chairman, get ready for Dennis with you.
So good evening, everyone. It's evening here. It might be night, it might be morning, or wherever you are. Thank you, host, for this opportunity, and thank you, Kofi Quarantine, for availing yourself for questions on the social media TikTok platform. Yeah, I would admit that you have had less of a social media presence and groundwork, which I would admonish your team to really do well to make sure that that visibility is not miraged or tainted. My first question is that I quote you. I'm quoting you. I went there and they laughed at me and said, "Hey, this is the game they play. This was your interview when you went to Joy. So you were made known that it is a game they play," which was your explanation you gave when the EC disqualified you in 2020. I want to ask this question. There's so much diplomacy and principles in your approach. Politics is a game. How well have you planned for the 2024 election, with politics being a game and understanding the witch hunting and political sabotage that would go on in the incoming election? That is my first question. I want you to answer before I ask the second and third. I have 3 questions.
Well, we know we're going into a game that is played with viciousness, but that doesn't mean we have to be vicious. The principle by which we play our game is ethics and morality, because we want to do it right. You see, if we don't do it right, we don't have the moral authority to demand that which is right. So yes, we are in a pool of people who have no values, who are going to come and bite and not play by the rules and do whatever shenanigans, machinations. But that doesn't mean we have to play by that. You see? And that's why we're coming to you for the support and saying that, hey, listen, we don't want to play it. Just because we're playing a dirty game doesn't mean we have to be dirty. You understand me? So we have prepared ourselves as far as the EC is concerned, but we're asking for the support of the youth, because the youth can bring this whole thing to an end. This month, we're what, June the 10th, 13th? What's the date today? June 13th? The youth can start this month. The youth of Ghana could end the campaign of 2024. Simple. If they decide that they want to end it, Kofi Quarantine 2024, that's it. No more interviews, no more. We've decided Kofi Quarantine is our man. That's it. We don't care who Kofi, everybody's voting Kofi Quarantine. Now, you're not getting 100%, everybody's voting, but a majority of us are voting for Kofi Quarantine. It's done. It's as simple as that. That's why I am giving myself up for the litmus test. Test me, figure me out, and then decide. End of story. Next question.
Okay, my next question is an energy-related issue. So in 2018, the committee that was set up found out that if within the 30 PPAs, power purchasing plans that we had purchased, if 11 were terminated, we were going to save almost $402.39 million US. The government of the day in 2018 said we would even be able to save 6.8 billion. Now, there is an issue that when there was a termination of one of them, the United Nations Commission on International Trade Law awarded 170 million against the government of Ghana for canceling a power purchase agreement. That means it looked like a cancellation is just an action that would yield nothing. What would be your approach looking at the value that cancellation comes and the detriment that when it goes to tribunal, it hits Ghana, what will be your approach?
Well, I'm glad with every decision that you make, there's a cost-benefit analysis that has to be made. We don't know for sure what is contained in those contracts, and they're not willing to release those contracts to us. So till we are in to review it and know the things we could clip off, the things we may have to deal with, we can make a decision on it. But if it's left to me, we're going to abrogate contracts that we can afford to abrogate because they're not doing us any good. And the big question will be, what kind of assessment was made for the government to determine that these PPAs were good for us? Most of them have been white elephants. We don't have we don't have a shortage of power. We have a mismanagement of power. And until that is addressed, we will always have the doom so. With all the power that we have surplus power, we still have doom so because it's not being managed right. Because there's hand grabbing of these PPAs, everybody grabbing power and repackaging the power and selling it to Ghanaians because they're making tons and tons of money. And the bigger beneficiaries to all of this are the companies abroad. We can't keep subjecting our citizens to this type of heinous, unscrupulous type of deals. We can't keep doing that.
Okay, thank you very much. So my third question was going to be based on an energy issue, but since you've brought it up, so I'm a chemical engineer, stroke civil engineer. I have a very good understanding of the energy situation of Ghana. Currently dealing with solid waste issues. Now, there is a bit of seasonality if you analyze the data of Dumso, that Dumso always happens within the 6th to 8th year. That is, if a party or a government in power gets the second nod, the second year nod, the second term nod, sorry. So it looks like the 6th to 8th year, there is always Dumso happening. What is the approach of dropping down that kind of seasonality aside the purchasing agreement, aside the backdoor thing? What are innovative energy strategies that you think you will bring into place? And then to top it up, SNIT is more like a collapsed institution now. How are we going to deal with SNIT because of the kind of investment that pensioners' money have been used to do? So these two, you can deal with them for me. Thank you very much.
All right. So as far as the power is concerned, the problem with power, like with SNIT, it's mismanagement. Because you see, when the governments are getting ready to turn over, there's power grabbing and power shifting because of who wants to make more power, who wants to make who look bad so they could get contracts and so forth. So if you do a national development plan and you put the grid on a national development plan, you wouldn't have this problem. It's entrenched in the Constitution. We know for the next 50 years, we're not changing how we get our power and how it's managed. There's no need for power grabbing of the power. You see what I'm saying? Because it's on a national development plan. Whether you like it or not, this is what we decided to do as a nation. And it's not changing for the next 50 years. We're not planning on maybe auctioning portions of it off to independent power producers to do what they want with it. So this cyclical failures we will not see. And it's the same thing with SNIT. It's just pure mismanagement because they use the money for things they're not supposed to be using it with. These are like pensions of people who have retired. And a lot of these government agencies that they take the SNIT money to manage are not even doing well, like the hotels. That's why Brian Champon bought the string of hotels, and that was approved. Can you believe it? In Parliament. And they used the SNIT money for that. And that shouldn't happen. If Brian Champon could take it off the management of SNIT and have his people manage it well, then Ghanaians have proved that they can manage it. So why don't you train Ghanaians to run the companies that we are sourcing money out of that hedge fund to build? And that's not what is happening. There's a big problem with management because it's all party, it has party fingers in it. And we need to clip those fingers off. And I mean that literally.
Okay. Okay. Host, pardon me, right?
Yeah.
Just for one thing that he just said again, once again on mismanagement. So being a pastor, Kofi, I'm pained about how people hide under religion to dupe a lot of people in the country. Of which, when certain people decide to take it to court, the court says we do not handle spiritual matters. There are a lot of untrained pastors on the street that are actually doing things that is bringing the country down. What is your strategy? I'm a pastor. No pastor down there should think I'm against pastors. I'm against the church. What is your strategy? Also, most churches we know has become a business, and then their contribution to the society is less. So under the theme of non-profit organization, the government gets no benefit, but they say, oh, this year we were able to pay 20 people their school fees. This year we're able to do this. Yes, we know that there are certain churches that have helped in development. What is going to be your approach in making sure that there is sanity under the name religion and in the auspices of church, in the auspices of Islam, and in the auspices of traditional worship? Thank you.
All right, so churches and any type of worship is going to go through scrutiny, and we're going to have guidelines for service and establishment. So you're not just going to be able to get up and say you started a church. You have to meet some minimums, and the minimums will require you to have your pastoral license and to be able to set up your church at the right place. We're going to have zoning laws that guides people where they set up churches. You can't just set up a church in a residential area. Hours of operation, depending on where you set up, will have to change. And then the churches would have to have what we call the social responsibility levy to help in the development of the youth in the neighborhood that you set up. That's all.
Thank you very much. Satisfied with your answers. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yes, was all your questions answered?
Yes, all my questions were answered. Very answered.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, bro.
We get
Wow.
the chairman on the chairman.
Can you hear us?
Yeah.
Dr. Brown.
Come up again, Charles. Request again.
Dr. Brown, can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Thanks. Good evening, good morning from wherever you are. And thanks to Mr. Kofi for joining us today. I had a couple of questions, but I think most of them has been asked already. I've got just one question, which I want to know his thought about it. That's concerning ex gratia. Ex gratia, that what I know, what we've all heard and what we all know is that every 4 years people sit in this parliament and they take ex gratia every 4 years, come again every 4 years, take it. Whilst we've got teachers, we've got other governments, civil servants, and everyone, people that even come out of work with no, what do you call it, maybe pensions or snates. It's hard for these pensions to get paid. But people sit in parliament, I don't want to call them, I just call them people, yeah. And they ask for this ex gratia thing, or they've been paid, not asked for, it's been paid every 4 years. What is, Mr. Kofi, what's your plan concerning ex gratia?
Give him a minute. I think he's got a call.
Yeah. When you call Simon, okay,
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
back.
Well, as far as ex gratia and Article 71, let me add one to it. You saying ex gratia, I'm saying ex gratia plus Article 71. We're going to cancel it. First week of our administration is canceled. You don't need to go through any parliamentary proceeding. It's just signature on a letter. Bye. Gone.
Thanks very much.
Simple.
This has been disturbing so much. Thanks very much. Easy answer. Thanks.
And you know what's funny? Ex gratia was not really supposed to be money. They just took advantage of us when we were not looking. Ex gratia could be ex gratia, a piece of certificate saying, thank you for your service. Have a good retirement, and you put it on your wall in your room. That's it, ex gratia. They made it into money. They made it into money because they thought we were dumb.
Wow.
And Mahama Akufo-Addo and all these guys have been spending it. Now Mahama says, oh, when I come, I will cancel mine. Really? After all the years you've been enjoying, now you want to cancel it? Because, come on, man, you're out of here. Next question.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think lady, are you still there?
Okay, no. Let's
Yeah,
okay, let's pay on.
Okay, Emmanuel, you go ahead. Lady ain't responding, so you go ahead.
I think not Emmanuel. What is
me basuja Emmanuel me pacho.
Oh, okay. Well, then go ahead.
Yes. Okay. Me pacho Kofi me wo before my question is no. Me make it to a MPP and NDC. Let me tell you where I'm coming from. In 1992, I voted for.
Is your background? Can you mute the TV thing?
In 1992, I voted for Professor Edibuahe. And then, fast forward, I supported Akufo-Addo. I am highly disappointed in Akufo-Addo than anybody on earth. Miko school, I was paid allowance. As a teacher trainee, paid allowance. Miwie school, I was assured of job. Back to University of Ghana, I had a study leave. Then back to Ghana Education Service to teach. And then Bisa said, "Sa no ma wo bi mana." In say, "Yebeko yenim no, we are rather retrogressing. Every aspect of our life, every aspect of Miko school, we nursing training or we now bachelor's in nursing. Job was assured by then. Job assured. It's all that I was being told by then. Say, hey, you don't want to school, and then friends and young guys are sitting home, unemployed, on no hope, hopelessness, are written in the faces of Ghanaians like nothingness. Look, you're lucky as Ghanaians. Say a true any baby out of America. A lot of our politicians will be dead by now because of frustration. And I'm saying, and I mean it, and because when people get so frustrated that nothing stops them from committing crime. Nothing. Now, politicians in Ghana is so lucky. Say, unya had guns being taught just like that in the street, like in America. And a lot of them will be dead by now.
So can you speak a man?
Me
pass you. Sure. And me, there's no honorable person in Ghanaian politics right now. Those people in charge. It's a form of honorable. To me, none, nada. Spanish is nada. Corrupt to the core. Every NDC, MPP. Look, back to youth. Any among it, Moma and support. Over say vote no. Otoma Yenu Kufia, and Yafi Obwa. Let's assume someone winning. It will be a big statement. A big statement to them say they can't take you for a ride. And who says Oberini, South Africa. The ruling party is now going to negotiate. It will be a Kofi about 30% of the vote. Yenya a bargaining power in some of the things. So let us support him. Back to my question. My first question is, how are you going to deal with corruption?
All right. Corruption, yeah, very simple thing to deal with. Very simple. The entire woman to me because woman kasa woman you're corrupt. So when the leader is corrupt, you don't have the moral authority to eradicate corruption. You don't. It's as simple as that. You're dealing with corruption on 3 levels: criminally, psychologically, administratively. Criminally, they say we are bonena near prosecute near the work tomb for life. I see a kun ani a kun. Ye be kuni power Ghana inti munye ready. Because ye be you corruption nephew ho ye be tenete. Me can inti me munye ready. Ye be tinkro for corruption because say a drew baby a woman de we ne man kola say woman ye nomin kotwaba not politician in the we can't have that. Oh, we have morally collapsed the society. It can't go on. People one more corrupt system. As I say, a DNC form. Number 1. Number 2, administratively, sika into me in change a system no in terms of ministries in the public sector. Baby, could be a debit and credits memos near there. Until at the end of the day, we have credit memo. We use sika. BBA credit memo. BBA say what on so they credit you be BBA will be at the amount or the credit into who is Canada. All the agencies, on a motherboard, one motherboard integrated. Motherboard. We finance now per this Emma Ghana ports authority. You send a credit memo, now crediting account plus 500, and so a units sika. On also an electricity bill minus 200, now corner electricity bill, and so I say BBI credits. Akechia crano and yesika near the mount, ye go account to uku year na we sika, and also cranny the go card so. Unya being kosha one person na so mattress to say Cecilia da pa. So, criminally, administratively, by blockchain, your processes need now be blockchain. Algorithmically controlled, who could change it and be here now, and now on the way the registers work. To would to me, and could change the number. And a psychologically say, baby, billboard, so TV, so radio, so newspaper, more textbook, more. BBN will be consistent with say, a culture say, the woman in na a mokrono. Ubokrono, we are on my before. Yes, I can call from kindergarten, I know who said, China, no near yes, I know me. Ubini not on my. Yan kana sakeke also the country so invest in them colano so woman who say o mine per womasem nti no be end the corruption.
All right. My next question here: unemployment. Now, once again, hopelessness. Put me school, acquire nursing, which is in everywhere apart from I think it's Ghana and Kwan. And now we're nursing. You have to struggle, stay home for me. Offer say my bomardina support no. I'm nursing. And what if because I'm not willing to pay bribe to somebody. Or if you, when you're so, how are you going to deal with unemployment?
Okay, unemployment here, that's all it is. Unemployment is the first level they say you be feeding your agro-based industry with agriculture. You be invested $10 billion in agriculture every year for the next 10 years. Agriculture now be drone controlled mechanized farming. Sectors be brave. You will research development, you will infrastructure, biology, seedlings, nurseries, food processing, pharmaceuticals, banking, real estate, and agriculture. Indeed, skill set be out free school. No between agriculture when you because nipa egu agriculture no endorse so much say one more services, one need services, norm de ayejuma. So and services now you be providing on nipa ne be providing amount. Inti you invested 10 billion into agriculture, be absorb unemployment. No. Now, if you agriculture level now, the next level near domestic market, and your friend horizontal integrations. No, that is a and your man you use it domestically, a fee, air conditioner, deep freezer, rice cooker, iron. So anyway, ni na your crayfish China ni na no, yeah bed you be produce. Now you see kind of one ton, and for crass on your man in fair bridge, yeah, you produce your idea, and also be some absorb the next level of microphone a unemployed. You know. But if you are the next level, no, you ever go into specialized skills, any development, sophisticated neoma, require high-level computers, and no require specializations, ne competencies. So, let's see, one more bejisika kesiye. Graduates no ne idea no you ever go into specialized fields. That's how you do it. But because when your base is needed, when you're doing when you attain food security, who is you, who basic medical, who healthcare, who housing, so anyway, now we're taking care of it now. Then you go into specialty. That's how you take care of it. You're not going to do it any other way. President Ben no person, why no person running for president? Which we are say, or what plan or they be when going heavily into agriculture, you can't do it.
Okay.
That's a year. How do I support or how do we support your campaign and how do we get in contact with you? Support your campaign.
Yeah, I'm see billboard back with the crew. MIA.
Good answer.
That's all.
Let me give you a mikrum and back to the same Ghanaian. Anyway, Mami end because me who the man they are not trustworthy.
A billboard you can do it. No one why should do a billboard? Why you offer money? That's what he's saying. Everyone.
Yeah,
okay.
Artwork no officer, they will send you the artwork.
Office and how do I get in contact with our office? And I'm making
the number to Swamos is here.
Okay. Important.
They have dropped his email down there as well, so you can follow that.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay, your website is even here. Okay,
yes.
Okay. Kofikrante.com. Got it. Okay. Thank you so much. We support you.
You're welcome.
We will get in contact with you. I mean, you are doing a wonderful job.
Oh,
but you will succeed.
I mean,
yeah.
Because we need somebody to rescue Ghana from these corrupt guys.
And this is the time. This is what we're doing. This is the time.
Yes.
Thank you. So before I get
on,
I want to ask a question, Mr. Kofi. This is our prison sector. Prison. So recently, we all heard what has been going on in Ghana, accident upon accident. A lady got in contact with me, or to Italy. My brother had a fight. No more fight with BMU. It was just a fight. He was arrested 5 years, that by himself. And second year, I didn't ask him. Only in the same way, he's been sentenced to about 15 years in prison. for just a fight, a mere fight. Right. We were there recently. He who said, I'm gonna say the name. What's his name? Lil Wayne. Kojun Cancer had an accident.
Kojun Cancer.
That's it. Had an accident, and the way it was handled and everything, I didn't like it because no one is above the law, and not only him. There have been numerous of cases that has happened now. People will be put in prison in cells. But there's a difference between cells and prison. For many years, now I'm moving even the docket of what brought the person into prison. Not the BBR, but the person is missing. So the person will spend many years and saying, now later when they will say the PC or the DC or whoever brought the person to that cell, they in free. So the corner one of the different. Not the person or the Musa. So there were this guy, I forgot the name, who goes around a year and be free prison. So my concern is most of the prison is full in Ghana. The country. But in most countries, they use the prisoners to help the country. I remember when I was in the boarding school in Ghana, I was very low in Sudan. Our school, I went to Miracle Cooperative School in Sudan. Back then, it was one of the big schools in Sudan at that time. They used to bring prisoners to come and work in our school. And it was great because at least they help in the system, not just say, prison. But then my thing is, why put someone in cell for that many years? They give them anyhow years, numbers of years in prison. But meanwhile, there are politicians still in our Munko prison. There are people with money doing certain things that they haven't been even arrested. What would you do to stop this from happening? It's all part of the corruption, but my main concern is the numbers of years people are spending in is diabolical.
A simple problem. Netiana said, number one, on a general level, the criminal justice system has to be reformed because a new man. So, on a micro level, a remand. Women need substantial evidence to convict them. Now, women need for a baby pleading on their behalf near you woman free cell home them because if you are penny be offend your penny be near Kuchian action of to obey them. Honestly, obey fear, meaning I dare not obey if you are a credit fee. So, a bad so much say, and it does so be any hunty the prison where or boys when Yana can't give you no more a boss or hunty the bunch of phobia where dear bunch of phobia 3 months be another no could to know the upon a bunch of PC not in the baby because of fear problems and so a reform criminal justice system near ma and for hope any a new lease on life. Ono kra no owo ho ni na no go through reform say ade an koye de medin kwa asem say me kutu di bank me kwachi obi akọ me nye say bio ni amana some skill bi ebia oye mpaboa oye bibi nti oye air conditioner tech obeba out no won sa na dwuma bi a oma ne nsa tumi kona no nti okobokro no nkoye bibi okoye sa ade no so adwuma ohoma no. So, the whole system has to be looked at. Said you bring a full circle. Bibi will support a boano.
Okay.
That's what needs to be done. And yeah, I will say this is difficult. Your problems now when you 1, 2, 3, it all comes together and starts gelling.
Yeah.
But when you are keen your manner, it seems a light years away. And your maka crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With everything that you're saying, if they're in there, you try to provide them with something called vocational skills that provide them with these skills and training. So a bit like educational as well.
But so, what you're saying is something very simple. So how come all these years these people haven't been able to put these measures in place?
Well, Obia Sebe, I bring only Adriano. No matter how simple it is, until whom see what for you to conceptualize something into a physical reality, you first have to see it in the mind of the eye, in the eye of the mind. Nipa koro ne ehu a, woyɛ ne den ehu.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Let me get Emmanuel on. Emmanuel.
Good evening, Ebusiafo.
Good evening, Emmanuel.
Mr. Clanton, Michio.
Emmanuel, what about that?
Boko. Mr. Brown, and the lioness, you don't want to see what you my power about. Yamin Shawan. One Kodana, one boy Ghana, I.
Thank you.
You, Master Ebusiafo, my son for crying there. Embrace today, Yehina, and yet to me a buana, or Mangana Fanny Temple Frat. Yamiadum, Yenyam Sekufia, waiting with you there. Obobuana waji Ghana man, ama Ghana Fanny Temple Frat. Now, what's in Quantina this year, Fioa, what is Sika, now was ye. Wosom so, when you nipa. Mr. Kofina, I'm going on to Mufana Wanzen. Na nisika na ni bibiara on fan yem on fin di dwuma di ma on yeye nti otwa de amena wo na ye beka yen ho abom na yetum ya boon ama ne nisade hu no etum ewie peye na oya abrubia no ye ka onye na nkote na onam owoku a wofro wa new vision movement a ya boni chidom a yenyen etu anomo na yempede Ghana be ya desiade anede Kofi be ya desiade anede party Bobo Power no be movement Bobo Power no be ya desiade ama Ghana funti no yempede yebokwa ke disika efi any company anede any institution bia ho de kwa run movement no because ye the margin na no chede ye the Ghana atu a home amina a Ghana ye India no ne yebede a home a county is about to Ghana dubium because they call G Sikana near the finance movement, Nessa Oba Power. Damokofuno Nyasuba Bade, I name Muska, Medidi Jamujumadino. Intino no, ye peer, one side, I know able to from my hand. Gold in able to any resources, the one will be take over. Obandama. Percentage cricket na omane benya onye dem percentage ni so ontum fa mbo ma no nti mekan mitness masam ni tintin na ni titi benya ande yembede kwa ka jiska obi no ba be ya dissuade amagana nti no otwa de amena wo na ye de ye sika nya na wonde nya resource ye bibia ye be kan bom sa amena wo ne ye sika na ye de bone so bopowa no che de Ghana oye ka free, we don't owe anyone. Inti damno say Mr. Kofi Bibi na onya we have every right there yebo holding but so no kajis kan de badia no che no wa ka ye na adi o inti moru ye bia no bibiare nwa yebotumi aden yaka inti mesre kitu bia nsa obi butuma kede o e bia me muntumi mu wiska may t-shirt bidam hon may posters may billboard bidam hon bibiare de me bia ye beji se motorbike mpo ne se ewo ne kede ye di ne fuela ne fa ye ransa ye beye pick up bi na wo na se mbegini fu and fire ransa ye beye because grassroots for all the 16 regions are worry ye juma ye hiam boy nyanum Ghana forward 10 one on one na de one wo fie kiti obi ansa obi an bomozin na ombua ne yentum ye man ye ne ndisade hunu no ombrem ye na ma bebe Ghana edru no nyame mpo na oda meka ye nyina ye nyimoro kodo wo Ghana nye de ma imbrikitwe bi no ye nyina ebede na hoho ewo yenu krom ntimi sire nyanum na dofo nse de nse yim wo ye nyina ye fo ye na wonzi ye sika ye bibia ye famboa any all the social media fu hinara so ye strong anytime bia oboko life bia yes re when you specific the Mr. Kofi Clanton no bia true na ba won fa man Miss Renyano min can be brave obi so on make bi ai
Manuel, thank you very much. You see Ghana be here if you know.
God bless you.
And I like what you said,
Let me have them kakrana.
Hold on. It's better said on sika to baby pamba. By doing so, no. On one sika they are invested on one sika. Who are you to come and tell him what to do? But say Pejana Badia, you have power over him. Because when they say or more mobile teachers can be said, Mundi Sikano, they always find a way to collect that money back, which is not doing what they have to do for you, for the individual people in Ghana.
Yeah, and doctor, even at that, we end up holding him accountable.
That's it. Yeah.
We end up holding him accountable. So everything that he does is accounted for, regardless how he may do it. He will be responsible for it. If there are consequences for it, he faces it. We deal with it. So I like that. I like the fact that we don't have to go and borrow and do all these kind of things that we all have to chip in to make Ghana a better place. We all for it. Let's move on to Humble Lion. Emmanuel, God bless you so much.
I'm on Porto member. Me Porto yene momo no money ye 059 999 5120 059 999 5120. Idinye Kofi Cranton. You're the one I say.
Thank you.
What's the pan? I mean, sure. Okay, Humble Lion, we ready for you. Take it away, please.
Thank you very much for the privilege. My sincere greetings to everybody on the panel and the listeners. Actually, Kofi Cranton is a man on a race who deserves to be the president of Ghana. He's a man of consistency. He's a man whom we can lay our trust to and give him the nod. If coming 2025, Ghana has been declared as Kofi Cranton being the winner. Yeah, the listeners should understand that your condition today should speak louder for you to choose Kofi Cranton as your incoming president. You will not like to practice a mistake on several times and expect a good result. It will not happen. The best way to give a trial is to use Kofi Cranton as your trial and get a better result at the end return. Kofi Cranton, I've been with him, I've listened to him. Comparing him to other candidates, he is the best among the best. He deserves to be the president. He's a man who is so humble. He's a man of consistency. He's a man who never lacks ideas. A politician who comes with money, such a politician lacks ideas. And in as far as he lacks ideas, he will buy your conscience with money so that you gain power. Kofi Cranton is a man we should all give our support to and vote for him massively. Massively, we should vote for him massively to widen the gap between NDC and NPP. I'll urge each and everybody to give his maximum support to Kofi Cranton. He's a man of hope. He's a man who can change the destiny of Ghana coming 2025. Whosoever doubts, go back and listen to the policies and compare those policies to the aspiring candidates and understand and depict something keenly out of what he says. You will understand that other candidates who come to camouflage us have nothing meaningful to offer us than to elude us and take our power and enjoy among themselves because they will not care for you, the youth. They only care for themselves and their family. He's a man who has declared himself that if he did not deliver, he should be taken out of power. Compare this statement to other candidates who can make this statement. None of them can make this statement. This shows you that there are people or there are candidates who are power drunk. who need power at all costs, rather without the welfare of the people. So this is the time for all Ghanaians to wise up and understand that politicians like NDC and MPP are taking us for granted. And if we want to be used for granted, allow with you and I to make a decisive decision by choosing Kofi Kraten coming 2024 to 2025. I'll urge each and everyone to throw your maximum support to Kofi Kraten. I believe in him. I love his policies, and I know he can deliver. He's a man of transparency. He's a man of honesty. He's a man who is consistent. Whatever he says, he never lacks ideas. He never make arbitrary statements. Rather, what he says is of accuracy. Whatever he says is on point. 1,000 years, whatever he says is the same thing he says today and tomorrow. Unlike other politicians who will delude you and come with a different strategy to confuse you more so that you will not know your stand, rather you mess up by giving them the power again. So, beloved Ghanaians, let's try our maximum support to Kofi Kraten. I believe he's a man on the right race. Thank you all.
All right, Lion, thank you very much.
Thank you.
I have another question, Mr. Kofi, because people are sending me a lot of questions on my personal phone that I need to ask you. One, I'm going to read it to you, please. He said before the NDC lost the election, the MPP to the MPP in 2016, the ex-Ghanaian leader left many projects, including education, medical institutions. But Akufo-Addo's government has abandoned all those projects. Are you going to do the same thing when you come to power, or are you going to continue on what has been left in the bush that has not been touched?
Listen, it doesn't make any kind of sense. And until now, listen, we saying say yeah, national development plan. So our projects comes under the national development plan. So yeah, NDC, so yeah, MPP. When you're Ghana and Sika, we have to complete all the projects and put it to use. Yes, spending a Sika for nothing. It just doesn't make any sense. We're crying your question here, Bisa. As I said, a condition of the youth is say, if we are voting for you, and I make us a youth, mon certain condition no, and your questions na mu bisa me, mona mo kasi Kofi oba uncompleted project be say o complete. Yes, I had 2 months. Check, near check it. Kofi oba education and sell money relevant. Open it so yes, near check it. Now mo go down 100 list. The obenya the most was so no, and now to abamano. That's it. Nti enye kra ade eze ubisa say oh na projects yeah it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make any kind of sense for NDC to abandon MPP projects, for MPP to abandon NDC projects. Ale mona moye adwuma ma mo ho na moye for the people of Ghana. It's anyhow. Next question.
Okay, so I think that's I will get Joy.
No, you mean Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm here. Good evening to you all.
Good evening, dear. How are you?
I'm doing awesome, and you?
Yeah, not too bad, thank you. The floor is yours. You can ask the question that you want to ask, please.
Okay. Thanks a lot for the chance given to me. Mr. Kofi, I say good evening to you. It's been
Yes,
a long
sir.
while.
Yes, sir.
You're looking great.
Thank you.
Yeah, one particular fact I know is for your agendas, things are gonna go through. All we need is we the youth have to talk to ourselves. Whatever thing you say means a lot to me because I learn a whole lot from what you say. Um, I'm very sure that as from henceforth I will start talking to so many people, because I have a lot of students who are above 18 and who are ready to vote, but do not have that teachings on how to consider who to vote for. You know, when you were talking just of late, you talked of the educational sector. It will be very good for them to learn politics even down there at the primary school, so that before they mature, they know what exactly it is about. But it doesn't happen here in our country. So in my comment, I was saying that the educational sector is very weak. I'm very happy you talked about that. I love your agenda. I love how you've plot your strategy, and I'm very sure and convinced that anyone who would listen to any of your interviews, because I do record it, so I post it to so many people via WhatsApp. So I'm very sure, you know, many of them do call back to tell me he's very serious. Yeah, for sure he's serious. But when you meet in the group, so many people also recommend that we should vote for you. It is a very good idea. I really do love it, and I'm praying that things should go through as we've meant here, and I know that God is going to take us high. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe.
I think we need to start wrapping up because we've been here for quite some time now.
Yeah.
I don't know your schedule, sir. If how many more minutes or hours you're gonna go. I can go for
Will you
one
go?
hour. You let me know if you have other schedules. Because I think there's so many people still requesting to come on. And to let's give us maybe another 20 minutes and we're gonna have to wrap up because it's getting late. So 20 minutes, please, if you have a question, make it sharp, simple. Because there's so many people still requesting to come on and you might not be able to take everyone's
Yeah.
so please,
Doc, you can drop Emmanuel and Joe since
yeah.
they done with their questions.
Once you're done, I will drop you so that I can pick
Yeah,
up.
you can pick all the people so it's quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Lexis,
Yes, madam.
how you doing? Yeah, Joe, so I
Uh,
the floor is yours. What you manenko wano maya.
Mpacho, madam Asepa. Me ankasa me obi a manage politics ho ba. Metie candidates no ne omo keka na. I think I'm trying to buy into Mr. Kofi Kranten ideas in kakra. But I'm person me de nsem bi atu n'anim because oman e wo mu matu kwan akọ bi kakra. Oman bi te sɛ Lebanon, wohwɛ the way asase no ɛte wɔ Lebanon, na wohu the way ɔmo dua nneɛma, ɔmo yɛ agriculture. W'ani bɛgye. Oman te sɛ Ghana, ebedu ebi ɛsɛ tomatoes, ɛho yɛ den, aduane ho yɛ den. Then like mepɛ sɛ mehu ade a ɔbɛyɛ ɛfa agriculture sector no, a ɛbɛma youth na yɛmu bebree yɛpɛ office jobs, yɛpɛ sɛ yɛbɔ tie no, like yɛni bɛgye na yɛakɔ into agric sector no. Because I know say aduane ɛyɛ adeɛ a ɛtwe ɔman biara. Sɛ aduane dɔɔso no aduane abu so a school feeding whatever yɛbɛtumi ayɛ. Nim sɛ ɔman a yɛbu we don't need any rocket science ɛyi biara to just make things go on well. But nim nneɛma bi a petty things ɔsɛ ɛyɛ wɔ ɔman mu yɛntumi nyɛ. Hwɛ yɛka ne sɛ yɛ parliament. Hwɛ the size of the parliament. Taking unnecessary things, where fool, just say, never be called drunk cry, like, and toss near ye ma as gracia, cassia, casa cassia, not in conform with ye, Juma, a Johnny Bema, ever bar or my mamma yedino, quack comuquine, quack the room will live on life. A bed or may, and the best all can be a chairman, Macuma Tom, you may far great sector. I want a winner, pa.
All right. Nti mama nka nkyerɛ question a obisa no mpɛ sɛ obiara dwen ho yie o sɛ ɛbɛdɛ ne ɛbɛyɛ na ɔman na yie. It's almost as if sɛ Ghana ni no kɔto aba ne wie a na ne werɛ fi sɛ ɔno no kɔ so problem. Muntie deɛ meka ne yie. Ghana ni no ɔto aba ne wie a ne werɛ fi sɛ ɔno no ɔyɛ fire starter. Nti forest ne start hyia o sɛ na me mekoye den ukoye barbecue wo park no na wugya eja ketekete a wanum no na atia fa forest mu na by virtue of how you vote. Say I'm no more can say any the answer to 2 years from now, 3 years from now. Say no, begin with the end in mind. Until the American year, 2025, year 2026, year 2027. O mine who is saying, Ope say o mine is saying, Ope say, wo Accra to Kumasi, what the one am kwanswa, what the 1 hour, no do Accra to Kumasi. Average speed, because quite year, won't show a chi, won't show in chim, who do lame, walk. Sana open.
Yeah.
I want to about ma ubia obey no amount. Simple. Mahama ye mao. It is one year ma I didn't know so obey no san baby. Not to say one casano. Something is wrong with your thinking. A kufuado neba me omo ye mao. 1 year ma I didn't know say obsan baby. Chairman oka a kufuado neba me ho. Oye mao. 1 year ma I didn't know say ono obaby. So, into the American say the decisions you make, no, and no they determine. So decisions are making, and no they determine. Yeah. So, into say want me and make a decision, and one pick the right person. We are going to be asking our same questions. You say, then ye beduha, ye beduha, because we didn't apply common sense in picking the right person. They say, you know, and America say on 2024, no, two things: economy and character. 3 people ye nimse woman qualify for character. Bahumia Chairman Ene Mahama. Wama Kano, Yemshe, Yemfo Munina Honi Misom say how they're gonna qualify. And when Tina Mema Baha said, Bisa me questions, not qualifying. So, and that's why we're here. Inti, the person you pick. Now, how do you pick the person? The person you pick in anything, and they say, based on how the person comes in, how does the person come in? Okofa sikano de campaign, okofa way. Because sikano de campaign, wona we are citizen, wunya ni free. Ye de be smack you bad times and 1,000 times over. What kind of hospitals, markets, will be the housing, and only campaigns you cannot want a flash and a feno. Into when the person comes in not or an extravagant budget for campaigner, that alone should tell you, say, this is not the person I want to vote for. And so I know now we're gonna need open. We are now complaining. Simple. Into that's the test. Before I start a crown. Obia or Wosika or the year campaign, you don't have to consider them for because no you're good at a character, then a value system, no babe, or I'm going to sell that. Misika me de call campaign there, add and then a bear mammy. So I didn't will Tima say, ye all the candidates who are running for president. Now you say, okay, Obia fa adwene woni tirimu emeto ho a what would it matter how they do their campaign? What would they? It won't matter because they evaluate you and how you do your campaign. And why do you know team? Inti ade na wo to about the or no a display flash. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
Well, so that's the beginning of the problem. The beginning of the problem is that you have to stick it in your head and say, Obia want to improve it to me how they make their money for campaign. I'm not even going to consider them for the position. Period. Where's Sape Obia Begay Uncle Bobusi and free baby because who said that the stakes have changed. And so average gun and Nina Pesu or percent Obia or what 275 pickups all the constituencies and some in the campaign a more day. Ube who now da muchly. Now where who say a more day. So
Yeah, that's it.
that's what it is.
Okay. Yeah, that's it. Alexis, May I share say well, Kofi answer our question. Do you have any other question before we move on to the next?
I'm okay.
You okay?
I'm okay.
All right. Thank you so much for coming up. The nipa no to us no mean to me but certain.
Amen.
Amen. Amen. Me pacho, the floor is yours. Why?
Medase pa Dr. Brown, yadase and Lioness, yadavanasi there. One Mr. Cranting the platform to come and answer some questions and listen to our plea as well. Mr. Cranting, Michio, greetings to you.
Hey, yes, Antoine.
Yes, sir.
More excuse me.
Okay.
Okay. Actually, I'm just gonna add to it. Me a New Vision Movement chairperson. Now, yes, thank you so much. Now, in fact, and I'm just I'm gonna urge all of us today. Onye Kofi Krantin fight, onye ameme fight, or ya ahen ye fight. I mean, me who Kofi Krantin 2019, and then I went back to YouTube. I played old videos. I listened. I said, Papa, and some more can I'm missing the words. Me today, I said you be a baby son answer the bama so no, I'm the same. No, my son I back. Marco play old video. It's me who there. He is just a person who receive what amahen Ghana. And ye bibia obenya efi Ghana. Inti na opede oba. Inti in fact, many wa je ho pa na Mr. No, mo hwehwe n'echi kwan. E na mo hwehwe n'echi kwan. Make a kesi dade. Ame na awo na ye bobo na madam adi wa abem. I will say a full de abre evota madam mafioso cabal siya na se NDC MPP na se abre pa ma yan so Mr. Krantin so nhwe. De bia aka o se bado na so was ye de adwuma na hye nsa first 90 days o hye na se adi on ye ya obaka da Ghana fo ma me kai me sane boa muntum me ye moroko wasam shaka there after 1 year to 4 years na say ye hye na say mori ye yenyu anje ho a ye yi na efido enti ye na haw onye abadi ye mpe yi na ye pe abadi na ye pe campaign flash ye obeye mfaso biara ni ho adwene or pour on us no ono na owoda ye hu na ye si ye no ho ye de button na ye make sure that wa aba power na ye oba power wi ya say ye za amon brabe ye dwuma na mahen na ye nso ya aboa no ma wa ye sa wudzi kakra amoso me kakra na ye di boma de medwume na ye ren ye de no kra oye peanut chicken change obot ye botuma ye yeah, sometimes, most of the time, Oko TikTok, Okaka Sanadze, people will come on. Oh, I've been listening to you. I want to help you. I like your submissions. I like your vision. I like all that. And then na ya tswada. Mama ya ntse that. So ya bana ya baka da ya pada ya buana. Ati biara ebutum za abua. Billboard, t-shirts, $10 here, $50 there, pickups. Anything at all. Bibiara able to zabua bia. Fabra na fababwa. Ma yema edwume onkodo. Yeah, New Vision Movement. Yes, some of kind of Ghana first. And yeah, Mr. Kofi Krantin first. And yeah, Obia first. Ghana first. Into yes, Rawan. One forward tamon bobo yet tamano. Na young kuyanji and a man no bob. I mean, put the I think that wa brave. Yet no one Chinese if you are GM and if you insip. Na ya kwaya another day. Ebusiafo. Omane ya wudzo or ya masomedza. Wonsom woni nipa. Wama yankoye was the sika na was ye. A quanchanazi ye fair was the sika. Miss Round one. Aya mama wama yankasa keke na ya pekasa do. Wama ya action. Yenjina yan famboa. We will not lose anything. We will not, but rather gain and get this amazing selfless man into power. Nagana onye ye you, Madam Wana saying, I mean, sure one.
Yeah, that also was a pa. Nyame unsure be bro papa. Nyame unsure pa. Yo. Answer na obeko no Mr. Kofi, who baby e ka kire yenu ye ba ya na answer na wako.
Oyo bi a we follow yen ache ono so no ye the chairperson of New Vision Movement.
Okay.
Nti akasa na che say we titi ne yire mu wapwa from 2019 obeka yen ho. So yasenia so ukra yemu as you say oye yina ye chairwoman the boss no nti yensi ne fam kra yensi ne fam.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
What we a gang of women be a mini woman agro to say your team no so the man kwa just a man of power a woman power and a cra your friends saying a cool almost so a
Yo. Yeah, that's it.
na a man so actually say more power. A man so mama so competition easy.
Mpanyinfo kasa mu almost say yeah the man mmofra na chichiri kuro. Man abedoso de a ene Ghana first ampa. Yo, Kamel, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. I'm here.
You here?
Yes,
Thanks
please.
for joining us. The floor is yours. Do you have a question that you want to ask Mr. Kofi?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good evening to you all. Good evening to Mr. Kofi, and good evening to Doctor, all of you. May God bless you for the job that you are doing for our motherland.
Thank you.
Yes. Kakama kainde. I'm the Mr. Kofi Quantin Papa. The Kanitino. Na sir, Okasa Krana, yet the Krana of the saw it's here. Nekasai. Because you be a yankopon no way in man Ghana, but it's rather unfortunate there in Kofupi won't who the marginal. And it's not easy to get people like this in this modern world, especially in Ghana. Into yan chairperson of Abakasa, there's a maintenance of Abakasa, into me Casa P. No or the year who there. Ghana no ya bratcher. Ghana for bratcher. And if you don't take care, let's say ye MPP and this name fin and I dream Ghana no one day na Ghana in hobium. Inti kakra me kind there. I don't want to waste your time. Kakra me kind there nuanum obia mobwa. Obiara ombra omo join a New Vision Movement. And I think recently you saw say omo year inauguration. It was very successful inauguration. Impa obai no na yas medufum. Asa woja hon kwada wombra moa nka ho no kwa no nko wonko ho. So we are moving forward. We need people like you to come and help us because MPP and this crowd, Womoba, Europe, Womoko America, Sra, Womoko Jinkofu, Womuska, and so scans on finance. Then you know, yes, someone, Wombra, na Omobua, Yanku. Na Obibi, sir, Papa, Mr. Kofu, question be there. Farming, no, Eba, Kwan, Buffalo. And Mr. Kofi, so what the question answer that man very short. I'm saying he's still waiting.
You already answered it.
He has answered it. Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's answered already.
Oh, okay, that's good then.
Yeah.
That's good. In any other, Madam Wase, me peda make us a pee. Kakra mo tuma kind there. Omo yen nara yembra yembo join.
Thank you.
Move on. Madam Wase, we thank you very much for the sacrifice as well.
I'm not going to pick any more people because
no, don't pick any more. Jay. Jay, are you there?
Yeah, I'm there. Good
What's
evening.
this, my brother? Good evening.
Abusian for Michelle Obia. Let me say, Mr. Kofi, the program crowd trust in the Lord or TikTok. Me busa the question, but let me try now. me advice ono kakra na me sa ka bi che enuamo a mo fie because ye de ye wa kwantum and ye nkwa ye kro na ye free mu no ho nkwa na wo ka no kra obi se ummu ade ana se wo ka no kra che nipa na nipa se udi natem but me de me ka che se onyere no ho na adwen wo ni trimu no especially yeah wa kwantum say no most of us understands him very well. So or the vision to her, which means say asempa no kwepa and our cano. Because yeah to cry, ya advance kakra and ya be hu inti yetenase. But o more move you know, adwen se sano. And I thought that na kwe bibia ho because ye cry sometimes when I call home and then I try to advise them to change their tone make a tone now just a voter. Na akwaye then and said na previously na Mr. Kofi Wokano say obi say me kotuma na there won wi no na me say no kotuma nipa na so wo de na ekoye one intis obi so ka ho a e ba akoye two na de kɔ nanim but if you for no na I problem am I but Ghana de ye here nsesa because me dwen ho kra me nti ase ye say MPP mboa amanfo bebree sɛ ne saa deɛ yɛkɔto ama Mahama but Mahama no so no constitutional mandate ne kyɛ sɛ only 4 years and trust me sɛdeɛ Ghana asi asɛ aduru no obia ne hɔ obɛtumi de 4 years a change Ghana this is the pakro here a long-term planning a visionary president to say the Barack Obama bia ɔka no obi a ɔyɛ visionary any promises. It's not about promises. People will go and promise may say because a practical land. So you need a visionary leader who can lead the country to the right directions. And a baby man and Barack Obama so futu amesade ama say yeah na impempi no itire no de enye problem ti say anka wo se nyame ya wadom na odu kusi akonwa no so a wo mu per se ni de unye problem but the people surrounding you never cause you downfall because you may be good person, you may be right, you may be white colored, you may be transparent, but the people surrounding you, so you have to be very careful nipa obechusu omo how no omo do be run no government. I'm always praying and I hope say Ghana for be tie na superb ombe bom mo de aye eniema fatama atimi aboa because last election na omo disqualify wono ehye me pa me kasa nhimi ana meboa me apa because a new perfect leader we need a new visionary leader like you to lead the country to the right direction. Ghana young Maya sebi I say because even you can't compare you can't compare Dubai to Ghana. Dubai now are fresh son to Ghana. The only thing they have that we don't have is a good leadership. That's it. Apart from that, we have everything. Just like the last time now we catch in summer now catch Tomakuma Sopa na baby Kurana Timodina and so Romy because we have the good people who can lead this country and at the end of the day country no shift kudi ni pebi mo omo yesika pefo ozem omun drink Ghana ho timesro nipa obechu so omo a ode omo beye wo campaign and say yankopon do kusi akonwa na so a ode omo bebu oman no say nipa no so you're very careful very careful but apart from that you are 100% perfect. Your vision is right on point. There's absolutely nothing. Say, can say, and yet, sebi. Yen kotoa bananka, ubia mfana adwentona, yen a political party, yes, ubia mfana adwentona, ubia anchor say, we ya. You are on top. You are on top. Timpaya na me body atawachi. But media may remind you, say, nipa na obichu so ma do ombe ye obibiano. Be very careful.
All right. Thank you, Jay. Thank you. God bless you.
With
Okay. Ernest. Ernest, are you still there? Are you still with us?
Okay. Ernest must be sleeping. Other lady, please.
Hello, I'm still there.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Hello, I'm still there.
Us away, please.
Make it quick.
Mekyia mu nyinaa. Mo a mowɔ platform no so. Ɛna mo a mowɔ akyire mekyia mu nyinaa. Na for about 3 days ago no, I follow Black Kofi ne speeches and then the ideas. To me, very, very good for the country. But we have a problem. A problem, one is one United States parliamentarian, a senator, and one man from France, almost speech no more man say Africa, ye liberty totally. Almost European countries, no, collapse. So they are making any way. Say young Africans, no, yen timi liberty enfi almost Europeans no. One example I made the man say, where one man be a President Kwame Nkrumah. Tell you we advise na made ma ye Black Kofi. Me hear what TikTok so and obidi picture be better. Now that day na Kwame Nkrumah ofi Ghana akọ Hanoi no. Now ochiacha soldier for no nyina akọ. But they show a picture where Kwame Nkrumah greet Kotoka. Muntie na meka ni you. Kwame Nkrumah he greeted Kotoka before he departed from Ghana. Na Kwame Nkrumah no kwa na nye na dwen se kọ Hanoi ho. Queen Elizabeth Queen and the force to say a pressure and so on. Now Kwame Nkrumah had not wanted to go. But Queen Elizabeth the pressure now no call here. And no call Hanoi. Well Hanoi would do ana omu Kotoka and then from start here cool. So it you know me the madre kakra me de me brand say me bagana me ba me we tell me ba me campaign be or no immediately but I dream about say those people close to him he must be very careful with them. He must be careful with them because ideas na Ukraine we him say abrofo say no yen language I can war say TikTok says they translate you to them and so they know your vision coming there and then they don't want we to be free. So always they will use the people close to you to bring you down. They will use the people very close to you, no? The people who are very close to you and you are there, no? It's through them because Africans are selfish. Money, giving them money and then they will plan against you. They will maybe assassinate you. So you must be very careful.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
You must be very, very careful because those white people, they don't want we Africa to be liberated. We have political independence, political liberation, but economically, no, they don't want us to grow. Because when we grow, they will suffer.
Point taken.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Ines.
When we grow, when we become strong, they will be suffering. So they will, in any way, try to eliminate you so that they don't go down. Because he say once Burkina Faso, Niger, and Mali, France is angry. France is angry. They are trying to find a way to bring that man down. But it's a Russia for about Amman the backbone.
Ernest, can you wrap up, please?
Ernest, I think he has wrapped up.
And your man asks some of your sinti, yeah, where parents, yeah, that's it.
Okay.
Advice of the man. If I come to Ghana, I will vote for you.
Thank you. All right, thank you. Lady.
All right. Greetings,
Greetings to you
Dr.
too.
J. Brown. Thank you. Good job. Ohima, I'm very hima lioness.
That's it. Well, me, I quite baby.
My partner in crime. Jelly, but I'll be man, Michiao, and of course our able president. Our able president, me Philip Papa we obi a obe me bi anim. Michiao mu ni da ejuma pa mo ye mobile. Enumredi.
Your vice chairman no nti eja.
Ayo.
Vice chairman no nti me ni koko nti eja o ka say me ama no na me tie nti.
I don't know if who's you, but Mr. President, the day that way supposed to be. All right. Yeah, Nyame Enshra Munina. I was earlier on, but so many calls came up into sorry I had to drop, but I'm back again. Now, I did go into Ameba, so no was the pastor, I don't know, I think Asante or what was his name?
Yeah, PS.
Yeah, I just wanted to encourage him, because I don't know if he's listening or is anyone man of God or
Yeah,
woman of
I'll
God.
message him. Yeah.
Yes, please tell him the strategies that the NPP and NDC has been using for decades has been working. They know that the pastors, bishop, the so-called servants of God. Let me say this because they are not really real, and they know how much power and influence they have. So they are using them. Okay, they are using the pastors, the bishops, and all that, to always get votes, because if a pastor is with NPP or NDC, automatically most of the members will become NPP or NDC. It's obvious, right? So that same strategy, this time in a positive way, because God has given us the best, which is Mr. Kofi Granted. There's no two ways about it. Obia oti papaya nyansa cheseni samna all can end to asumuno na sorry. Not said the debut all can you're level 1 thinker. You can't, I mean you sorry. Because so simple, simplicity, the way he delivered in Yama all can class 1 cracola obetiasi. Just a own pen of correct. Wow, but so you'll be a pen of crack, a toss sumpa, obetiasi. Ain't it also for no baby biara 1 year suffer for in nano. So almost so much your rock of your cranty out to my anomu use so almost influence. But like I said, in a positive way, because they are powerhouse. And at the same time, all the blockers, which means Dr. J. Brown, Oema Lioness, and everyone that has access to social media, all the social media handles, use so much influence, because you guys are powerhouse. You have no idea how much power and influence you are. When you speak, people listen to you. And more use that, we're taking advantage of it. And now, more advertising, more the rope now. We asked me to be a bumpire say, we asked for name na Ghana ni bia or Tia Kofi Krantina on Jenitum, and then empire. Inti and then numre me buy not message no. See, I see a Jina Tuma, young Koso and advertising.
Yeah,
the rest in the New Vision Movement are Casantamin Casabebre into and I'm a person in Cano. I mean, Shramopa.
Oh, Sharon's or so, mammy. Yeah, that's it. That's it. Yo. Dog.
Yes. Okay. Let me wrap it up.
Jose.
I think I'm not picking up anyone.
No, don't pick up anybody again, please.
Mr. Kofi, I would like to take this opportunity to say thank you as well.
Yeah.
So time. Not many leaders will even do what you've done to speak to the Ghanaian, to speak to us with your agenda for Ghana. And we all want a better Ghana. It's always been my dream, sir. Ghana, but it's not, the hard work cannot only be from me. Everybody I work Ghana and we all have to be together to make this happen. And then young baby, interest later on. But with the little resources that we have, each and everyone can contribute and make Ghana a better country again. Into what here in the departure, please They're all pleading on your behalf. Everybody out there, Ghanaian. Yen try Nayam Buama Ghana. If you have a social media platform with over 1,000 followers, you can do your bit.
Yeah.
Just do your bit. Educate people. Tell them the truth. Because why have we been voting for the same people for many years? There's no change. But you want change, you know. But you're voting for the same people. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Voting for the same people for the past whatever years they've been doing it. Change the beyond by. So this is a time. Nyami, this man is a God sent. Nyami Yinamai. We've tried the worst. Now let's try the best. It doesn't cost any money. And I'm advising any Ghanaian out there, we will blow Sika. And Vianese vote. Vianese can nedi. So that's your taxpayer money. And then vote for him at the end of the day. Don't vote for those people giving you money. So believe a more brewer nedi or the Sika brewer nedi. But come the time of the election, make sure you vote for Mr. Kofi. Because he is bringing the change that we deserve as Ghanaians. If not, backwards ever. The forward, you know, and this next year, 2025, we're all gonna cry. So we are poor, but you don't see Ghana. Touch here and say, until say you people change your mindset about Ghana, I will not be bringing you money. Because there's no point of you giving them money, not almost the wrong person. Prices of everything is gonna go up. Now you're hard working now, working out, you know. And for baby, and over here, you will never be able to go back to Ghana and enjoy. If we all want change, you know, us, be those who are in Ghana. If you can't be there to vote to cry, it's a word of mouth. This is the level I can do. Together, prior, we back let's do our bit to support him and get young Ghana. And I'm not Ghana, I'm finding my papa infra. So infra you fully crown, you get 90%, 80% of both right. I mean, come on, one was not doing in the day. So what will you try? Lawrence, I'll give you your final word before I hand over to
Okay. I think you have said it all. Throughout this whole thing, most of the questions that I was seeing or the comments that I was seeing was that he is known internationally but not in Ghana. What I wanted to say to the people that were saying that was that the movement starts today in Ghana. Today,
There
me
you go.
and you, we
There
have
you go.
access to these internet services. We got Facebook. Gone are the days that we have to go on the radio. Me and you, we didn't have the opportunity to get hosted by these people, like what radio presenters and TV personalities and so on. But today, we all have internet, and this internet, this is a powerful tool. Let's use it wisely. Instead of us coming up here to insult people and fight and do non-entity things, let's use it to make that noise for Mr. Kofi. That is all that I'm gonna say. If he's not known in Ghana, through me and you, he will be known today, moving forward.
There you
A
go.
change
Yeah.
is here. Me and you, let's start making the noise, a better noise for Ghana. Period. Thank you, Doctor. That's what I will say for now. So I will leave the
hand
floor
over
for
to
him.
our president. Let me say president because I know it's I believe. I must say,
Amen.
come to your listening. Ghana media, most of the Ghana media, Ghana, they are corrupt themselves because they know what's right. But before say they want to create more you for themselves, you know, they will not tell you people the truth. So I'm urging each and every one that will follow Ghana media. Forget about those people, the corrupt things on the country, the nonsense about the MPP and the NDC. Enough is enough. Ghana media, no, they are controlled by them, both the MPP and the NDC. Most of them own this station. Someone kind of running trouble. We can use the little what you call platform we have to educate, to help, and promote this man. That's what we need. We don't need to go and pay for any go and pay for any radio presenter, but we will use the little that we have to do what we can do to support Ghana first, and we all wish and hope for a better Ghana. Before Ali, there's so many people who were present. Yapong, you've been here for a long time.
Yapong, Mr.
Our
Kofi
president,
Adre.
Mr. President,
I'll hand
over the floor to you for the final word.
Final
For those
words.
who didn't,
Well, listen, this has been incredibly refreshing. And a great thanks to you, Doc, and the Lioness for being co-host on a great show. I have, for every interview I go on, it takes a different direction. And you go in with an open mind. You come out changed in a different direction. And you gave me the opportunity for us to communicate in a different light. And that has ricocheted into another paradigm of thought. And I am thankful to you. I really honestly believe that we've moved the bar. Be a not Lioness Eka. It's funny because it's powerful here. And that's why I'm saying, say, Obia will be invite me, I'm a code shows. Say any per one, say any per 1,000. The attitude is the same. Say one person, it only takes one person to make all the change. And usually, the change comes at the tail end of things, not at the foundational end of things. In the last 5 minutes, something has happened to me internally from Kasaka Kriya, few people and I engaging in. And I think last 5 minutes, has made this thing so worth it. If the previous 3.5 hours did not do anything, which it did, but I'm just saying, I got the value in the last 5 minutes of this thing. And who would I ever thought? And I'm thankful to you. And I think that Ghanaians are gradually waking up to a new realization that it's upon us. We have to fight for our freedom. We have to fund our freedom. Our freedom is in our hands. Our destiny is in our hands. And we really have the power to change it. And that's that which we want to communicate all along. Say, the youth, 12.5 million of you, we come together, we could change our destiny. MPP does not have the power. NDC does not have the power. You have the power. If the NDC MPP will have the power, it's because you gave them the power. They cannot be power just by having money, just by having resources. No, because they need a thumb to vote. Inti, you have the power. And thank you so much for sitting here for 3.5 hours plus to listen to us. I would love the opportunity to come back any day, invite me, because I have really enjoyed this conversation. And thank you so much for allowing me to, me and the New Vision Movement and the leadership to come here and spend a very valuable time with you. We appreciate you so much. We love the opportunity you gave us. We don't take it lightly at all. And we look forward to having us join you again in another session soon. Thank you so much. God bless your hearts. Have a good night.
Thank you, and thank you for coming.
Good night. Thank you. Thank you for joining us. It was an honor.
I just want to say thank